202 and Internet 964. 1:30 p.m. Wisconsin faces Montana on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 2 p.m. Houston takes on SIU Edwardsville on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. 3:15 p.m. Clemson faces McNeese State on Sirius 209, XM 202 and Internet 964. 4 or 5 p.m. BYU faces VCU on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 4:35 p.m. Gonzaga faces Georgia on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. 6:50 p.m. Tennessee takes on Wofford on Sirius 208, XM 201 and Internet 963. 7:10 p.m. Kansas faces Arkansas on Sirius 209, XM 202 and Internet 964. 7:25 p.m. Texas A&M takes on Yale on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 7:35 p.m. Missouri faces Drake on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. 9:25 p.m. UCLA faces Utah State on Sirius 208, XM 201 and Internet 963. 9:45 p.m. St. John's faces Omaha on Sirius 209, XM 202 and Internet 964. 10 p.m. Michigan faces UC San Diego on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 10:10 p.m. Texas Tech takes on UNC Wilmington on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. In NCAA college baseball, 7 p.m. Miami takes on Florida State on XM and Internet 371. 7 p.m. Vanderbilt faces Texas A&M on XM and Internet 374. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Thursday, March the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college women's basketball, 7 p.m., Columbia faces Washington on Sirius 139, XM 195 and Internet 957. In NCAA college men's basketball, 12:15 p.m., Louisville faces Creighton on Sirius 208, XM 201 and Internet 963. 12:40 p.m., Purdue faces High Point on Sirius 209, XM 202 and Internet 964. 1:30 p.m., Wisconsin faces Montana on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 2 p.m., Houston takes on SIU Edwardsville on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. 3:15 p.m., Clemson faces McNeese State on Sirius 209, XM 202 and Internet 964. 4 or 5 p.m., BYU faces VCU on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 4:35 p.m., Gonzaga faces Georgia on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. 6:50 p.m., Tennessee takes on Wofford on Sirius 208, XM 201 and Internet 963. 7:10 p.m., Kansas faces Arkansas on Sirius 209, XM 202 and Internet 964. 7:25 p.m., Texas A&M takes on Yale on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 7:35 p.m., Missouri faces Drake on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. 9:25 p.m., UCLA faces Utah State on Sirius 208, XM 201 and Internet 963. 9:45 p.m., St. John's faces Omaha on Sirius 209, XM 202 and Internet 964. 10 p.m., Michigan faces UC San Diego on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 965. 10:10 p.m., Texas Tech takes on UNC Wilmington on Sirius 211, XM 204 and Internet 966. In NCAA college baseball, 7 p.m., Miami takes on Florida State on XM and Internet 371. 7 p.m., Vanderbilt faces Texas A&M on XM and Internet 374.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
Injuries devastate the careers of pro athletes, but for some, they get to play the game they love for many years. But for one former major leaguer, not even a work stoppage that resulted in the longest ever in baseball history could stop this man. Could you imagine someone playing 162 games a year? What about for 16 straight seasons? Well, for an individual named the Iron Man, it was no problem. 8 Silver Slugger awards, American League Rookie of the Year, 2 Gold Glove awards, a 19-time All-Star, 2-time League MVP, and most importantly, a World Series champion 83. But what set Cal Ripken Jr. apart from other major leaguers was his attitude, perseverance, and durability. Lou Gehrig's record of 2,130 games played in a row was supposed to stand for decades, but Ripken defied the odds and did something unthinkable. 2,632 straight games for him over 16-plus seasons. Illness, fatigue, and the traveling schedule of a pro athlete didn't matter for Cal Ripken Jr. He could do it all, and he was part of baseball history every time he took the field. His teammates, coaches, friends, family, they all knew he was determined to play every day until he was satisfied with his performance. Baseball is a game of frustration and failure in many ways. As a hitter, you fail 7 out of 10 times, so you have to deal with failure quite a bit, and that's one of the keys to having long-term success, he said. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Thursday, March the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:07 p.m., Toronto Blue Jays take on the Tampa Bay Rays on Internet 868. 1:10 p.m., Miami Marlins face the Houston Astros on Internet 851. 4:05 p.m., Cincinnati Reds face the Kansas City Royals on Internet 847. 4:05 p.m., Chicago White Sox face the LA Angels on Internet 853. 4:10 p.m., Arizona Diamondbacks face the A's on Internet 841. 6:05 p.m., Minnesota Twins face the Boston Red Sox. Twins on Internet 857, Red Sox on Internet 844. 9:05 p.m., Texas Rangers take on the Colorado Rockies. Rangers on Sirius XM channels 89, Internet 867. Rockies on Internet 849. 9:40 p.m., San Diego Padres take on the Texas Rangers on Internet 862. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Indiana Pacers face the Brooklyn Nets. Pacers on Sirius 137, XM 212 and Internet 891. Nets on Internet 882. 7 p.m., Charlotte Hornets take on the New York Knicks. Hornets on Sirius XM channels 86, Internet 883. Knicks on Internet 899. 10 p.m., Sacramento Kings face the Chicago Bulls. Kings on Sirius 137, XM 212 and Internet 905. Bulls on Internet 884. 10 p.m., Golden State Warriors face the Toronto Raptors. Warriors on Sirius 138, XM 213 and Internet 889. Raptors on Internet 907. 10:30 p.m., LA Lakers take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Lakers on Internet 893. Bucks on Sirius XM channels 86, Internet 896. In the NHL, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Rangers on XM 221, Internet 938. Leafs on Internet 946. 7 p.m., New Jersey Devils take on the Calgary Flames. Devils on XM 220, Internet 936. Flames on Internet 923. 7 p.m., Columbus Blue Jackets face the Florida Panthers. Jackets on XM 222, Internet 927. Panthers on Internet 931. 7 p.m., Washington Capitals take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Capitals on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 950. Flyers on Internet 940. 7 p.m., Ottawa Senators face the Colorado Avalanche. Senators on XM 219, Internet 939. Avalanche on Internet 926. 7:30 p.m., New York Islanders face the Montreal Canadiens. Islanders on XM 223, Internet 937. Canadiens on Internet 934. 8 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the Anaheim Ducks. Preds on XM 381, Internet 935. Ducks on Internet 920. 8 p.m., St. Louis Blues face the Vancouver Canucks. Blues on XM 207, Internet 944. Canucks on Internet 948. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Stars on XM 206, Internet 928. Lightning on Internet 945. 8:30 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks take on the LA Kings. Blackhawks on XM 380, Internet 925. Kings on Internet 932. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Buffalo Sabres. Utah on XM 205, Internet 947. Sabres on Internet 922. 9 p.m., Edmonton Oilers face the Winnipeg Jets. Oilers on Sirius XM channels 167, Internet 930. Jets on Internet 951. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Boston Bruins. Knights on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 949. Bruins on Internet 921. 10:30 p.m., San Jose Sharks face the Carolina Hurricanes. Sharks on XM 219, Internet 942. Hurricanes on Internet 924. On the PGA Tour at noon, catch full coverage of the Valspar Championship on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Thursday, March the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:07 p.m., Toronto Blue Jays take on the Tampa Bay Rays on Internet 868. 1:10 p.m., Miami Marlins face the Houston Astros on Internet 851.
SiriusXM.
If it's the NCAA tournament, it's on Westwood 1.
It will be Grant Hill to make the pass. They're not going to guard Hill making the inbounds pass. Here's a high looper. There's Leitner. He turns. He shoots. It is good. Christian Leitner hits a turnaround 17-footer at the buzzer, and the Duke Blue Devils head to Minneapolis. My, oh my, oh my.
6.9 to go. In it comes to Ethan Morton. He's going to dribble this one out. And the second verse is the same as the first. UConn repeats as national champions.
Now it's time to head courtside for Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament.
We welcome you to Intrust Bank Arena in Wichita, Kansas for exclusive first-round coverage of the 2025 Men's Basketball Championship between the 6th seed in the West Region, the Missouri Tigers, and the 11th seed, the Drake Bulldogs. Tonight's broadcast of the NCAA tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is sponsored by AutoZone, by Cintas, by Granger, by Pluto TV, by Kohl's, by Progressive Insurance, and by NCAA.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Ted Emmerich, along with the former Stanford All-American Casey Jacobson. Brad Heller will join us later from the Westwood One Broadcast Center. So we now move to the West Region for our final two games here in Wichita, and the winner of this 6-11 matchup between Missouri and Drake will meet either the 3-seed Texas Tech or the 14-seed UNCW. Casey, let's start with Drake. 30 wins on the year, the champions from the Missouri Valley. They have had tournament success previously under Darren DeVries, now the new head coach at Indiana. Ben McCollum, in his first year at the Division I level as a head coach, lots of success in D2 at Northwest Missouri State. He brought 4 of his players with him to Drake, and here they are in the tournament.
Yeah, and there was fair reason to doubt whether or not that would work. But work, that's an understatement. 30 wins. They've beaten 3 power conference teams as well, so it's not like they've played nobody all year. But I categorize this as the tortoise and the hare, and the tortoise is the Drake team. They need and want to slow down the pace, and they've done it really successfully all season long. They want to make it a half-court game where they are very good at executing, where they can put the ball in the hands of Bennett Skirts and let him go to work.
It is the ultimate styles clash. Drake so methodical, the slowest tempo in the country. Missouri wants to get up and down. They want to continue to run. They have enjoyed one of the biggest turnarounds in college basketball this year. From 0-18 in the SEC a year ago to 10-8 in the league, 22 wins on the year under Dennis Gates, and it's all about strength in numbers for Missouri, as Caleb Grill will tell you.
I think it's helped us throughout the year. You see games where guys may not play as much, and then they come in, they have a really big impact. I think Marquez Warwick and Jacob Cruz really can come in and spark energy for us, and then we have other guys like Marcus Allen, T.O. Barrett, who's coming in key situations throughout the season, and we have just multiple guys that we can rely on the bench, and I think that's just one of our strengths, and that's what makes us who we are.
Missouri has had 8 different leading scorers this year. They come at you in waves.
Yeah, and that makes them really hard for Drake to prepare for a Missouri team. They're the 6th most efficient offense in the country for a reason. And, yeah, if their starters aren't going well, Ted, they will bring in other guys, just like, Dennis Gates was talking about. They're not a team that relies on one player, but I would say their best player is Mark Mitchell, and they want to play through him today.
The Kansas City native, and by the way, that's a theme. There are a few players from Kansas City about 200 miles to the east of here who are here in Wichita and should have lots of friends and family on hand. Caleb Grill, by the way, who we just heard from, a native of Wichita, making his homecoming here in the NCAA tournament. Up next, Casey's Keys to the Game and the opening tip from the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
I was really starting to worry because
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
At Meineke, doing car care right means easy payment plans. With multiple financing solutions, Meineke has options specifically designed for people with credit challenges. See your locally owned Meineke today for details on custom payment plans.
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Are members of the National Association of Realtors. Casey, let's start with Drake, the 11 seed.
Yeah, they got to slow it down, right? And how do you do that? I got 3 ingredients to do that. 1, you got to keep your turnovers low, which limits Missouri's ability to run. 2, it obviously helps to make shots in this game. It's really hard to run if you're the Tigers when you have to take the ball out of the net. And then 3, Drake needs to rebound. Whichever team wins the glass, they get to dictate the terms on whether or not this is a fast-paced game or a slow-paced game. And now for Missouri, I just have one key, and it's to feed Mark Mitchell. This is a very talented Missouri offensive team. They got a bunch of guys. However, I think the biggest mismatch on the floor is Mark Mitchell and how Drake's going to guard him. Drake is a very small basketball team, so I expect them to bring a second defender. And when you do that, you're giving your team, putting your team at a disadvantage. I know that Tamar Bates and Caleb Grill can also score the ball, but I think playing from the inside out is the best way to go.
And Mitchell is a full go, according to Dennis Gates. He told us yesterday he made the call in the SEC quarterfinals 15 minutes before tip-off against Florida to pull Mitchell from the game. A total precautionary move. He tweaked his knee the previous day in the second round against Mississippi State. Dennis Gates told us it was all with an eye on the NCAA tournament, so he should be 100%. Let's check the starting lineups. Sponsored by Cintas. Workdays are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. Starting with Missouri, the 6 seed, 22-11. Dennis Gates in his third year made the tournament with Missouri his first year before cratering last year, going 8-24. Anthony Robinson II is the point guard. The 6'3 sophomore from Tallahassee leads the team with 3.5 assists, 2 steals per game, was named to the all-defensive team in the SEC. Tamar Bates also in the backcourt, 6'5 senior from Kansas City, transfer from Indiana, his second year with Mizzou, averaging 13.5 points. Tony Perkins, the grad transfer from Iowa, also in the backcourt, averaging just under 9 points per game. And Caleb Grill gets his second start of the season. One of the best sixth men in America. He was the sixth man of the year in the SEC. Sixth-year senior from right here in Wichita, Mays High School, 15 miles to the northwest, averaging 14 points per game. And Mark Mitchell in the middle, 6'9 junior from Kansas City, the Duke transfer, averaging a team best 14 points per game. So Missouri starting 4 guards, going small against Drake, which is 30-3 on the year. Ben McCollum in his first year as the head coach, first year in Division I. And the point guard is Bennett Sturtz, a 6'4 junior from Liberty, Missouri, one of the 4 transfers from Northwest Missouri State, where Ben McCollum used to coach. They joined McCollum at Drake. Sturtz averaging a team best 19 points per game, the Missouri Valley Player of the Year. Also in the backcourt, Isaiah Jackson, a 6'3", 50-year senior, averaging 4 points per game. Mitch Mascari, excellent three-point shooter at 41%. Up front, Cam Manyow, 6'8 sophomore from KC, averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds. And Daniel Abreu, 6'6 fifth-year senior from Springfield, Missouri, averaging 10 points and 3 boards. Sturtz, Jackson, Mascari, and Abreu, the 4 players from Northwest Missouri State who transferred and joined McCollum at Drake, and now they're competing on this stage.
I love this so much. This is what March Madness is about. And this is one of the trendiest, like for people who do brackets, this is one of the trendiest picks, this Drake team, because of their seed, but what they've shown to do and what Bennett Sturtz has shown in big moments. Right? You can have a good story, a good team, but if you don't have a good lead guard that can really break a game open, that's what makes this Drake team so dangerous.
Now, could Sturtz become that household name that always pops up this time of year in the first week of the NCAA tournament? Time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Drake, blue jerseys, blue shorts, white numbers. Very simple. Missouri, all white with the gold numbers and black trim. Mitchell and Manyow, spelled M-A-N-Y-A-W-U. In the center circle, ball in the air. Missouri wins the tip, and off we go. Tigers shooting to our left. Ant Robinson sporting a white headband, his hair spilling over the top. Robinson slashes to his left against Bennett Sturtz, stops mid-block left, rises up, and is fouled. And it's against Sturtz right away.
And as a former leading scorer of a team, when you pick up a foul on the first possession, you're immediately on alert. I have to be very careful from here on out because this team, without Bennett Sturtz on the floor, is just average.
13 seconds into the game, Robinson at the line, free throw off the front of the rim, no good to the right. A 78% foul shooter on the year. Robinson struggled the first 6 weeks of SEC play before coming back around one of the most improved players in the SEC this season.
I'd agree with that. Only averaged 4 points as a freshman as his second foul shot misses.
So 0 for 2, and we remain scoreless. Drake with their first possession. Isaiah Jackson, hash mark left side. He drifts to his right, finds Mitch Mascari. Black sleeve on his left leg, none on his right. Swing it left, Sturtz loops left to right. Guarded by the Wichita native, Caleb Grill. Sturtz sizes him up, goes between the legs, attacks the lane. Floater, no, but a foul. And Sturtz lands on the floor right underneath the bucket.
What I noticed about that possession, Caleb Grill defensively backed off a foot and dared Bennett Sturtz to shoot that ball from 3. Sturtz turned it down, took him off the bounce, and went into the body, created that contact.
You asked Ben McCollum yesterday, Casey, what makes Bennett Sturtz so good as he drains the first free throw. And I loved McCollum's answer. He said his humility.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have any humility when I was playing. I'm jealous watching Bennett Sturtz absolutely kill defenses. And yeah, but it's similar to what I like about him, Ted. I call it a business demeanor. He means business out here.
Sturtz hit both free throws, 2-0 Drake. He played 45 seconds. Mitchell, free throw line extended left, moves to the head of the key against Manyow, swing it around to Tony Perkins. Top of the arc, Bates, drive and kick. Robinson passes up the 3. Top of the arc, Grill. He's not afraid to shoot. Too long, and the high rebound corralled by Mitch Mascari. Mascari bounds into the forecourt and leaves it for a trailing Sturtz, who walks it across the timeline. Drake, the fewest possessions per game of any team in the country. Mascari on the right wing with it for Drake. Pivots, finds Jackson out front. 10 to shoot for the Bulldogs. Bates swiping at it. Jackson drive. The kick is stolen by Caleb Grill. Missouri right to left. Pass ahead to Perkins. Taken away by Mascari, but he stepped on the sideline, so it is Missouri ball.
I've noticed both defenses active hands. Right? You can't mess around with the basketball. And I think Drake, besides Sturtz, their guards need to drive with the intent to score. Don't be passive. Take your shot here.
Minute and a half gone by, 2-0 Drake. Missouri ball, front court left. Bates hooks it to Mitchell, Missouri's leading scorer between the circles. Shovel it to Tony Perkins. Perkins Against Mitch Mascari to the right corner, and Mitchell 5 to shoot against Maniau, takes the baseline, doubled. Mitchell lost it, out of bounds. Still Missouri ball with 1.8 on the shot clock.
1.8 is not enough to make 2 passes. This is going to be an inbound, and whoever gets it, you make a play.
Robinson to trigger in.
Watch Mitchell in the middle of the lane. Watch them just throw the ball up here.
He certainly does. Into Mitchell. Oh, deflected by Mascari. Knocked it out of his hands. Drake ball as the shot clock buzzer sounds. Sturts brings it up the floor, left to right. Back to the basket against Robinson. Now speeds to the right angle. Bounce it to a cutting Maniau. Off Maniau, out of bounds. A Drake turnover. 2-0 Drake. Just over 2 minutes have elapsed here in Wichita. Strong contingent from Missouri here at Intrust Bank Arena. Columbia just 300 miles to the east. Perkins bounces it to Grill on the left side. Back to Perkins on the right. Slashes into the lane. Turnaround jumper from 10. Front rim board and drops through. Missouri on the board. We're tied at 2.
Now, there's several ways to get paint points, right? Paint touches down low or drive it. And Tony Perkins is one of those guards who just, he's a bowling ball.
Thick guard. He was all conference in the Big Ten last year. Joining Missouri this year as a senior. Maniau out front with it for Drake. Finds Mitch Mascari. He cuts in. Mascari shot no good. Blocked, but a foul on Missouri.
I did not see a foul on that drive. It was a nice drive. Shot fake. Got 2 Missouri defenders to leave the ground, but I didn't see enough contact there. And I think Dennis Gates agrees.
First foul on Tamar Bates. So Mascari at the line, 86% on the year to lead Drake. Eyes the rim, lets it go. First one well short. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. One more for Mascari, the native of Geneva, Illinois. 3rd team All-Missouri Valley. Spent 5 years with Ben McCollum at Northwest Missouri State. Now as a 6th-year senior, finally at the D1 level.
Yeah, and rare opportunity for him at the foul line as he makes the second. He is a three-point shooter. That is what his job is on the offensive end.
3-2 Drake. We've played 3 minutes. Grill coming off a curl, guarded by Sturts. Over to the right side, and Mitchell. Right-handed dribble against Isaiah Jackson. Push it to Robinson. He probes in the paint over Tavion Banks. No good. Offensive rebound. And a follow by Josh Gray off the mark, but a foul on Drake.
You mentioned how small Drake is. Their starting center, 6'8". And meanwhile, Mitchell and Gray, you can just see. I know our listeners can't see with their own eyeballs, but trust me, Missouri has a thickness advantage in the paint. They don't need to be cute on offense. Get it down low as much as they can without forcing it.
Yeah, Gray, the 7-footer from Brooklyn. He has taken a tour through the SEC. First free throw good. 1 year at LSU, 3 years at South Carolina, and now a year at Missouri. We're tied at 3. And one more free throw for Gray. Just 56% on the season. Trent Pierce has also checked in for Mizzou, the 6'10 sophomore from Tulsa, about 2.5 hours to the south. Gray lost the second free throw, got it. And Mizzou's up 4-3.
Well, officially, Drake has 0 shot attempts. Right? They've gotten to the foul line. They have 3 points, but they're 0 for 0 from the field, and we've played over 3 minutes. That's bizarre. I think it's also fair to note, Ted, that Drake hasn't played since March 9th, and maybe there's a little bit of rust there.
Well, Daniel Abreu trying to pass against the pressure in the backcourt. It's off Cale Combs, who just checked in, and Drake turns it over. Their 3rd turnover here in the first 3+ minutes. So Missouri ball in the corner, near side left. Perkins makes a pass one way, lobs it to the back, and Caleb Grill. Over to the right wing, and Ant Robinson, guarded by Cale Combs. Abreu comes out on the show. Robinson keeps the dribble alive. 10 to shoot, into the key. Combs got knocked down. Over to Grill, right wing 3. Off the front of the rim, no. Loose ball, far corner. Gray saves it, inbounds, still loose under the basket now. And last touch by Missouri. It belongs to Drake.
Well, you say a Drake defender fell down, and I say they got a bone-rattling screen from Josh Gray. My goodness.
Combs stays in. Pass stolen by Ant Robinson. Pierce right to left, and Pierce is fouled as Combs pawed at the ball, got it out of his hands, but Combs picks up the foul. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
College Sports Radio is your home for the NCAA tournament.
For the win, it's good!
Hear reaction all day long on SiriusXM Channel 84 and the SiriusXM app.
16-12 to go, first half. Missouri 4, Drake 3. The 6-11 matchup in the West region. Winner plays either Texas Tech or UNCW. Missouri ball shooting to our left. Perkins angles into the lane. Shot over Banks. No, a block. And Banks takes it away for Drake. Mascari bounces ahead to Combs. Missouri backs off defensively. Drake has turned it over 4 times in the first 4 minutes. Leave it for Bennett Sturtz, ahead of the H in March at midcourt. Finds a cutting Banks, in the lane, pivot, finds Combs, floater, right side. No, Gray pulls in the rebound for Missouri. And Robinson ahead to Caleb Grill. On the left wing, shovel it to Gray out front to a cutting Grill. Knocked out of his hands and a steal by Drake. Sturtz up the center of the floor. He drifts right. He hands to Mascari. Into the paint. Mascari lost his balance. Bounce pass is loose, picked up by Combs. Drake trying to reset and calm down. They are 0 of 1 from the field. They've gotten 1 shot off in the first 5 minutes or so. Sturtz down the left lane line. Right-handed scoop rattles in for Drake's star player. 5-4 Drake. Grill, quick 3, right corner. Off the front of the rim, and Mascari flies in for the rebound for Drake.
And they're going to walk this ball up the floor. They don't want to get too helter-skelter out here.
Sturtz brings it across the timeline, shooting to our right. Feeds Combs on the right wing against Pierce. Lob it inside. Banks met by Gray. Pivots. Goes reverse side. Layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Daniel Abreu. And Drake resets with a fresh 20. Sturtz on the C in March. Guarded by Tony Perkins. Angles to his left. Over to Mascari in the corner. Drives to the left elbow. Fall away jumper. Dents the front of the rim. Pierce with the rebound for Mizzou. Up the floor, right to left is Robinson. To Perkins in the corner. Guarded by Mascari. Keeps the ball low. Abreu on the switch. 3 ball by Perkins is good. He puts 3 fingers out. Missouri takes a 7-5 lead.
And normally Tony Perkins prefers to drive the ball to the rim. We've already seen that twice from him. A reluctant three-point shooter, but if you back off, he can make them.
30% on the year. First made 3 of the game by either team. Mizzou fans already on their feet now. Under 14 to play first half. They lead 7-5. Sturtz, right of the lane, doubled by Grill and Gray, and his pass is way over the head of Cale Combs, out of bounds to the Mizzou bench. Another Drake turnover, their 5th in the early going. And we've got a timeout on the court, sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. It's Missouri 7 and Drake 5 with 13:43 to go in the first half. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions, a very handsome reward indeed. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% IRA boost on annual contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Resume, sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. Missouri finished tied for 6th in the SEC, above 500 at 10-8. That gets you in the tournament. They're one of the record-setting 14 teams in the big dance out of the SEC this year. Drake, 30 wins, a school record, and one of 6 teams in the tournament this year with 30 wins. In fact, they started the year 12-0. But, Casey, they've started this game with 5 turnovers in the first 6+ minutes. I think of your keys to the game. That's not going to cut it.
No, that's not going to cut it at all. And they got to be able to match the scoring that Missouri is going to provide today. Bennett Sturtz, it's not like they're shutting him down. He's only 1 for 1 from the field.
Perkins bounces down low. Mark Mitchell, left-handed layup. No. Pierce trying to follow. Knocked out of his hands. Mascari controls. It's 7-5 Missouri. 13:30 to play in the first half. Sturtz walks it across the timeline. Center of the floor against the lanky Pierce. To the right side, and Jackson. Top of the arc, and Maniau. Sturtz comes off a curl. Hand it to him. He fires a 3. That's right down the chute. Bennett Sturtz on the board from distance. And Drake's up 8-7.
Ted, I was locked in on Bennett Sturtz right there. Missouri tried to switch 3 different guys. If you miscommunicate on one time, Sturtz will make you pay.
Sturtz has 7 of Drake's 8 points. That's his first hit from downtown. Bates on the right wing. Offensive foul called as Isaiah Jackson went down. And it looked like Perkins was the one to knock him down, setting the screen.
It was a dribble handoff, and this has been an emphasis all season, Ted. You and I have seen this throughout. When you dribble handoff, the guy handing off the ball has to be still. If you hand it off and you continue to move, it's a moving screen. That's what happened to Tony Perkins.
8-7 Drake. Under 13 to play until halftime. And bringing it up the floor is Isaiah Howard, the freshman from Plattsburgh, Missouri. Howard trying to make it all the way to the cup. Lost the dribble. He's on his backside right underneath the bucket. And a tie-up as Jacob Cruz and Tony Perkins were there defensively for Missouri. It's Drake Ball with the arrow.
Number 2 in white, Tamar Bates got a left-hand swipe on that drive. And, defensively, it's been, Missouri doesn't get enough credit. They ranked 71st in Ken Palm's defensive efficiency, but that's the best defense that Dennis Gates has had in his 3 years in Missouri.
Lob it in. Jackson to Howard beyond the backcourt and handed off to Bennett Sturtz. 10 to shoot for Drake. Shooting to our right. Watched by Grill. Sturtz rocks the dribble. Spins against Mitchell now. Chest pass Mascari. Deep 3 into the shot clock off the heel of the rim. And the rebound is loose in the lane. Picked up by Drake. Another 20 seconds on the shot clock. Sturtz attacks down the center of the lane. Lefty scoop is good.
Yeah, he switched the basketball in midair, took that ball with the right hand, and at the very last second he saw the defender come, switched it to the left. Sturtz already showing his offensive repertoire.
He's got 9 of Drake's 10. It's 10-7 Drake, and a foul called against Drake. It's on Isaiah Howard, his first, and the 14th foul.
Ted, Sturtz is not super fast, but because he can shoot it from deep, Missouri defenders are rushing out anytime he catches the ball beyond the three-point arc, and he's just immediately, that last possession was a catch and rip, and he's at the rim in one bounce.
He says, I always have to play at my speed. I know I'm not the quickest guy, like you said, Casey, but I have to play at my own pace. I'm seeing it early. Cruz slashes in for Missouri, right to left, out of control, ball loose, and a steal by Drake. Sturtz walks it up left to right. Ben McCollum calls the play from the sideline. No jacket, white shirt, blue tie, dark slacks. Jackson, hash mark left side, goes between the legs. Top of the arc and Manio, handed back to Sturtz. Grill defending, Mitchell picks him up, Sturtz off balance floater, right of the lane, no. Jackson tips it back, and Drake still has it. 20 seconds back on the shot clock. Jackson back to the basket against Ant Robinson. Flowing to his right, Cruz watching as a defender. Jackson, kick to Mascari on the left wing, goes behind the back, turns inside the foul line. Kick to the left corner, 3-ball by Howard, bullseye! Drake's up 13-7. The Bulldogs have scored 8 in a row. Mitchell into the front court for Missouri. Robinson has it right in front of us, high left. Moves to his right, feeds Mitchell up top. Hook it to Cruz, catch and shoot 3, left wing. Give it to him. Jacob Cruz pulls Missouri back to within 3 at 13-10.
No hesitation. That shot was released right in front of our broadcast booth. We could have reached out and touched him. That was probably 27 feet from the rim.
Howard, little trouble against Ant Robinson, had it poked away, got it back. Ben McCollum, Drake's coach, stomping his feet on the sideline. Jackson, pick and roll, finds Maniow, hanging and scoring with the left hand. Cruz pushes it ahead to Caleb Grill. Drake's up 15-10. Base bounce it to Robinson. Takes the baseline left. Robinson attacking, and Robinson is fouled. We've got a timeout on the court. 10-12 to play first half here in Wichita. The 11-seed Drake up 15-10 over the 6-seed Missouri. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Broker Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations, and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson with you here in Wichita. 6 versus 11 in the West region. And the 6-seed Missouri trails the 11-seed Drake 15-10, 10-12 to go in the first half. Drake feels like they've settled down just a bit after those early turnovers.
Yeah, no question they settled down, and they have a guy that does that. His personality is always settled. Talking about Bennett Sturtz, already got 9 points. And Sturtz is a stat sheet stuffer, but so far the only column he's stuffing right now is scoring. He leads them in basically every category, yet to get a rebound, yet to get an assist. But Ben McCollum's certainly happy with how they've kind of weathered that shaky first 4 minutes.
Sturts has 9. Robinson at the line for Missouri swishes the first free throw to make it 15-11. Drake. Sturts 3 of 4 from the floor. He's hit a 3, hit a couple of free throws as well. The Larry Bird Trophy winner as the player of the year from the Missouri Valley. And Robinson connects on the second free throw as well.
Any award with Larry Bird on it, I want that. I want it.
Yeah, you think of Indiana State? Yeah, it's synonymous, Larry Bird, with the Missouri Valley, of course. 15-12, Drake. Sturts has it out front. Slides to his right, picks up the dribble on the H in March. Over to Mascari, right back to Sturts. Work it to Isaiah Jackson, back to Sturts. Swing it to the right corner of Brayu. Missouri showing a zone here.
Yep, 2-3.
6 to shoot. Mascari on the right wing. Over to Sturts against Grill. Step back 3 on the way. Bottom! It twirls down for Sturts. He's got a dozen. Drake's up 18-12.
His favorite move, too, is a dribble to his left, step back. That's not the last time we're going to see it.
2 of 2 from beyond the arc to start for Sturts. Robinson down the left lane, line up fake, puts it up against Jackson. No, it's cleared by Tavion Banks and Drake. And Sturts again walks it up for Drake. Ben McCollum told us yesterday we want to shrink the floor, slow the game down against Mizzou. Doing that so far. Jackson, top of the arc, bounce it left to Banks, right back to Jackson. 8 to shoot. Over to Mascari, knocked out of his hands by Grill. A steal for Missouri. Cruz pushes it ahead. Grill contorting his body, and he flips it in, going reverse side, right to left.
Yeah, I'm looking at Drake head coach Ben McCollum, who is just irate. Any turnover he views as just killer momentum-wise. Beautiful finish from Caleb Grill, though. That was a contested layup.
6th turnover for Drake, but they hadn't had one in a number of minutes. Jackson shovels it to Banks, baseline right, backing down Mark Mitchell, turns baseline, turns back into the lane, hook shot no from bunny range, Mitchell clears it. Mitchell up the floor right to left, trying to snake his way past Banks, shot blocked but a foul called.
And Mark Mitchell yet to make an impact really on this game except for that last defensive possession. He gets the rebound. He's trying to kind of force himself to the rim, see if he can get going. Missouri's leading scorer, 14 points a game, yet to get in the scoring column. He reminds me a little bit of Julius Randle, former New York Knick and current Minnesota Timberwolf, left-handed big guy that can, super versatile.
18-14 Drake, lob from Cruz inside, batted around. Mitchell got a piece of it. Drake controls it. Cale Combs takes his time up the floor, left to right. We're nearing the 8-minute mark of the first half in Wichita. Combs guarded by Tamar Bates on the right wing. Takes it to the baseline, retreats with it. Now into the lane. Combs pivots, kick out to Sturts, 5 to shoot, guarded by the taller Cruz. Sturts to the left, floater from the left elbow, too strong, rebound Cruz in Missouri. Robinson up the floor, right to left. Robinson all the way to the cup. Kick to Bates, wide open 3 from the corner, off the heel. Long rebound, collected by Grill, who slides and hits the deck. Got back up. Missouri with a fresh shot clock. Cruz on the left wing with it for the Tigers. Ball high over his head. Out front to Bates. Whip it to Mitchell. 6 on the timer. Feed Cruz. Cruz backing down Mascari. Turns to the baseline. Hook shot no good. And a rebound by Drake and Tavion Banks.
Thought that was a foul by Mascari. He walked into the space of Cruz. The official was standing right there and let it go.
Sturts, who has 12 of Drake's 18 points with it. It's 18-14 Drake. 7 minutes to play first half. Sturts flips into the left corner to Cale Combs. Right back to Sturts with 8 on the timer against the bigger Mitchell. Sturts slithering. Sturts layup no good. And the rebound by Caleb Grill. Ahead to Robinson. Finds a slashing Bates. He hangs and he banks it in. And Bates lets out a yell. Ben McCollum calls a timeout. Missouri on the move. They're within 2. 18-16. Drake with the lead. 6:40 to play in the first half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Some people people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Choose Syntec full synthetic motor oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
Time for the Coles fact of the game. Missouri is the third high major team to go from winless in conference play one year to the NCAA tournament the next, joining Maryland from 1988 and Iowa State in 2021. Yes, for Missouri, from 0-18 in the SEC to 22 wins and back to the dance. That's a fact of the game. Sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's. And Kohl's.com, where families come first. And Missouri now within two here, Casey. 18-16 Drake. 6:40 to go, first half.
Yeah, they're starting to get some stops, get out in the open floor. Bennett starts for Drake. Beautiful start, but he's missed his last two, and Missouri's been able to kind of capitalize. And I noticed Ben McCollum, Drake's head coach, he's so upset anytime they don't get back on defense and build a wall. He demands it every possession.
Pressure from Missouri in the backcourt. Combs flips it ahead to Isaiah Howard in the front court and finds the trailing Sturts. The March Madness logo at midcourt. To Combs on the left wing, cut off by Cruz. Skip it to Maniau, back to Sturts, 11 to shoot, guarded by Grill. Sturts, bounce pass Maniau, deflected by Grill, steal by Cruz. Missouri right to left. Perkins at the hash mark on the right. Out front Grill, shovel it right back to Perkins. Missouri a chance to tie or take the lead with a three. Perkins on the M in March. And guarded by Cale Combs. Left-handed dribble, switches to his right. Perkins stops at the arc, 8 to shoot. Combs sticks with him. Perkins attacks again. Inside the left elbow. Knocked out of his hands. And Drake with the steal. Cam Maniau takes it.
That was just one-on-one defense. Tony Perkins he's a guard that became a post player, and he just got his pocket picked.
Combs dribbles into the right corner. Down the baseline. Mascari touch it to Sturts on the left wing. Back to the left corner and Cale Combs. Guarded by Caleb Grill. Goes between the legs, behind the back. Up top to Maniau, shuffle it to Sturts, 5 to shoot. Sturts, snaking, Sturts, banker, good! He's got 14. It's 20-16 Drake. Cruz, quick trigger three left wing, around and out to the left. Maniau grips the rebound for Drake.
When Sturts gets close to the rim, he has this sense or this feel on where the secondary help is coming. It's really uncanny.
Holmes in the left short corner with it for Drake to Howard at the left elbow. Work it to Mascari, bounce it to Maniau on the right wing. 10 to shoot. Backing down Grill into the lane, over to Mascari, fake the three against Cruz, trying to free himself up. 3-2 on the shot clock. Mascari pivoting, throws it up at the left. How did that go down? Mitch Mascari inside the arc, doing work. It's 22-16 Drake.
2 spin moves, defense didn't go anywhere, just throw it up and pray, and it was answered.
Drake shooting 50%, 8 of 16. Missouri shooting just 31%. 4:23 to go in the half. Perkins down the left lane line. He traveled. It's another turnover by Tony Perkins. The 7th turnover overall for Missouri.
Yeah, he tried to pull the emergency break, which is so difficult to do when you're going full speed like that. He dragged his left pivot foot. And, man, this crowd is starting to sense that this Drake team is a trendy upset pick for a reason. And they are controlling right now. There was a little bit of tempo that you saw from Missouri, but I would say for 80% of this first half, Ted, it's been Drake's style.
Timeout on the court. And by the way, the Mizzou fans silent across the way and all in their seats. That's right. Nobody's standing up now. It's Drake 22, Missouri 16. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know what I love about spring? It's a season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Ted Emmerich and Casey Jacobson here at our Grainger broadcast position in Wichita, Kansas. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Bennett Sturts has 14 already for Drake. 4:21 mark first half, a 22-16 lead for the 11th-seeded Bulldogs over Missouri.
And we talked about it before this game. Whoever wins the battle on the board, Ted, gets to determine the pace of this game. So far, Drake out-rebounding Missouri 12-8.
There you go. Boy, you've touched on everything in your keys to the game so far today. Pocket pass, Maniau. He scores with a foul. Maniau, the finish at the cup. And a chance for one more as Drake has scored 6 in a row, bridging back before the timeout.
They used Bennett Sturts as a decoy. They sent him on the far left wing. He had no involvement in that play, and that sucked the defense from Missouri towards Sturts' side and allowed Maniau shot at the rim.
Maniau just a 50% foul shooter, missed it to the right. 24-16 Drake. 4 minutes to go until halftime. Marquez Warrick in for the first time, the transfer from Northern Kentucky, the 6th leading active scorer in the nation for his career. Warrick comes off the bench to give a little scoring punch. Mizzou could use it right about now. Gray up top, Grill on the left wing, 6 to shoot for the Tigers. Maniau comes out on the show. Grill chest pass Robinson, thought about the 3, passed it up, drives inside the arc. Oh, missed the floater way to the left. Didn't even graze the rim, and the shot clock runs out. And we have another timeout with 3:36 remaining in this first half. The 11-seed Drake up 24-16 over the 6-seed Missouri. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doop doop, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Something amazing is happening here. Teams are using AI to improve performance. That's because CDW data engineers are unlocking the next era of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
/credit.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. 6-seed Missouri trails 11-seed Drake, 24-16. Boy, a lot of people picking Drake in their brackets. Trendy pick, like you mentioned, Casey, all week. We've got 3:36 to go until halftime, and Drake looks right at home and ready for the moment.
They have an identity, and they know it. And not that they, underestimated Missouri, but they also have a belief that they can and will win this game today. And Drake did play a SEC team this season. They beat Vanderbilt, and they beat them by 11 points. This Drake Bulldog team is not scared.
We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. Under 3:30 to play in the first half here in Wichita. Drake 24, the 11 seed, over the 6 seed Missouri. The Tigers with 16. Drake with trouble in the backcourt. Caleb Grill the steal. Grill flying ahead. Layup bounces off the back of the rim and drops through for the Wichita native. Missouri can light it up if they can get out in transition. They're down 24-18.
And this 1-3-1 half-court zone has worked in spots. Now Bennett Sturtz, let's see if he takes control of it.
Right wing Mitch Mascari. Drake had trouble with turnovers in the first 5 minutes. They had cut those down before that play previously. Pass to the post. Maniau slipped out of his hands. T.O. Barrett defending. And last touch by Missouri. Drake ball with 6 on the timer.
This 1-3-1 defense has done its job. It has made most of Drake's perimeter players kind of stand and throw lollipop passes instead of attacking the rim.
Sturtz to inbound from the sideline. He has 14 of the 24 for Drake. Into Mascari, right wing, 4-3, right elbow, fall away jumper, off the front of the rim, rebound collected by Marquez Warwick. Up the center of the floor, he swivels his head, guarded by Cale Combs. To the left wing, catch and shoot 3, Caleb Grill, off the front of the rim, and the rebound secured by Bennett Sturtz. Sturtz hustling left to right, finds Isaiah Howard, and he punishes the rim with both hands. Cleared for takeoff from the right baseline. Drake's up 26-18. Warwick's pass to the right side, stolen by Maniau, but oh, did he step out of bounds? The whistle blew. Official got knocked to the scorer's table. Ben McCollum, Drake's head coach, helping him up. And guess what? It is Drake ball.
Yeah, because the official was standing inbounds. The ball bounces off him, and there was an inadvertent whistle as he was backpedaling and fell into the scorer's table. That's the right side. It should be Drake's basketball. What kind of a weird play there?
Man, no kidding. And Mannion was ready to run with it.
Yeah, that would have been 2, huh?
Yes. Instead, Drake to inbound from the far sideline. Into Sturts. Picked up by Pierce just beyond the timeline. Lob it over to Daniel Abreu in the left corner. Abreu to the baseline, backs out. Bounce pass up top to Sturts. Feed Abreu again. Fake the 3, got Robinson off his feet, drives the baseline, and he draws the foul. It's against Robinson, and that's his first, and the 6th team foul for Missouri.
Not only is it a 1-3-1 zone, but they are trapping in any of the 4 corners. They're bringing that secondary player over. It is messing a little bit with Drake's offensive rhythm.
They're trying to speed up Drake, right?
Yep.
Sturts crossing the timeline, got the pass into the backcourt. Sturts down the left lane line, drop it off. Jackson lays it in from the right side. It is a double-digit lead for Drake, 28-18. 1:37 to go until halftime. Robinson front court left. He points with his left hand. Screen from Mitchell. Robinson picks up the dribble on the left wing, and Dennis Gates wants a timeout. Drake has built a 10-point lead over the 6th seed. 28-18. Drake on top. 1:27 to go until halftime. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the 2nd largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Later on, we'll select the play of the day, sponsored by Old Spice. Stink in places beyond your pits? Old Spice has you covered with total body deodorant. 24/7 freshness from pits to toes with daily use. Drake with its largest lead, the 11 seed up 28-18 over the 6 seed Missouri. 1:27 to go until halftime. Missouri ball shooting to our left. Grill puts it in play. Robinson, the point guard, backing down Isaiah Jackson. Top of the arc, Mitchell, Missouri's leading scorer, who hasn't scored yet. Layup, no. Mitchell trying to follow. That crawls off the rim, but a foul called.
And a roar from Mitchell. He's frustrated, and he got a point-blank shot at the rim. It was contested, but he was right at the doorstep. He does get a second opportunity. This, any scorer who's frustrated, get yourself to the foul line. Take a breath. Slow down. See one go through. This could be a turning point for Mark Mitchell.
The lefty at the line has grown so much, even from last year on that Elite 8 team for Duke. Leading scorer for Mizzou. First free throw in the air, good. And Mark Mitchell has his first point of the game. It's 28-19 Drake.
You mentioned he averaged almost 12 points a game for Duke last year, and then he hears Cooper Flag coming. He's like, you know what? I might want to start over somewhere. It probably worked out best for both.
He's always been a standout defender, but Dennis Gates says that he has really grown as an offensive player this year. They run so much through him. And he connects with the second free throw. 28-20 Drake. 1:12 to go until the break. Drake moves it across the timeline, left to right. Sturts has it, holds the ball on his right hip. Guarded by Ant Robinson, the SEC all-defensive team player. Over to Jackson on the left, hash mark. Sturts swing it, Mascari catch and shoot off a curl. 3-ball offline left. Abreu offensive rebound for Drake. Abreu on the baseline against Pierce, pivoting, and he passes back to the perimeter. 45 seconds to go in the half, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sturts makes his move to the right, feeds Mascari, sidestep, back to Sturts, swinging. Abreu, he launches over Pierce, off the heel of the rim, and Robinson corrals the rebound. Missouri right to left, just a 5-second difference between the clocks. 27 seconds left in the half. Mitchell crossover, got past Banks, throws it up, it rattles in with a foul, and Mitchell beats his chest. Boy, Mark Mitchell needed that to go down. Missouri cutting into the deficit some more. It's 28-22 Drake, and Mitchell heads to the line for one more.
Straight one-on-one basketball. Mitchell is a left-handed player, and the Drake defender was anticipating that Mitchell was going to go left. He used that left-to-right crossover. He finds himself in the lane.
Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. So Mitchell right back at the line, and a chance to make this a 5-point game after Drake had built the lead to 10. Mitchell, third team All-SEC this year, and he looks just fine coming off the knee injury from the SEC tournament. Free throw's good.
Yeah, he does have like a stocking, or what they call those, the tights on his right leg, but it doesn't look like he's wearing a brace of any kind.
Right. Shot clock is dark. Missouri pressures in the backcourt. Abreu shuttles it across to Mitch Mascari. Howard touch it to Sturtz. Of course the ball is in the hands of Bennett Sturtz. He's got 14 so far. 10 seconds left. Send it to Abreu. Drives through the lane. Hand it off to Banks. He fumbled it. Oh, Banks back to the basket. He scooped it in off the window. 1 second left. Grill Heath from half court. It's offline to the right. And halftime has arrived in Wichita. It's Drake, the 11 seed, up 30-23 over the 6 seed Missouri.
And because Sturtz was shooting so well, they brought a double team almost at half court. And when you do that, you're playing with fire. Once you beat that double team, Drake had layups at the rim.
So our halftime score, 30-23, Drake over Missouri. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
There's nothing more defeating than a bracket busted during the first few rounds. Clearly, you didn't have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
I used to lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to pause for the facts. I saw all the facts, like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro. Facts. A pro car shopper who feels like a winning ping pong champion. Facts. The ping pong champ whose legendary story is now a blockbuster movie. Facts. Starring me, Little Miss Confident. Yeah! Facts. Sorry, you get it. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Drake, the 11 seed and three-time defending Missouri Valley champ, leads the 6 seed Missouri. That's the West Region, 30-23. Halftime in Wichita. Brad Heller with you in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles, and let's get right to the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by MaintainX. MaintainX, the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter x.com/MVP. There are 4 SEC teams in action right now. Missouri, the only one that's losing. Arkansas was up 3 at halftime on Kansas. The Razorbacks came out of the locker room on fire.
Hands back. Ripken coming right. Hooks it back. Left side. Dickinson a 3. Off the heel. Long rebound taken by Arkansas. Wagner pushing it ahead to Davis. Left wing. A deep 3. Buries it. Texas. Largest lead for Arkansas. It's 10.
Chris Carino on the call. The lead for the Razorbacks now 4:59-55. 11 minutes to go. You can hear that one on the brand new Westwood One Sports app. You can also hear Tennessee and Wofford. The Volunteers have led the entire way, 70-57. 3 minutes to go. Chaz Lanier has 26 points. Texas A&M up 9 on Yale, 47-38 as they play early in the second half. The only double-digit seed that's won so far today, McNeese. First ever tournament win, the Cowboys over Clemson, 69-67. Will Wade beating his alma mater. And next up, Purdue, the 4th seed in the Midwest over High Point, 75-63, plus 21 in rebounding for the Boilermakers. BYU, 50% shooting. The Cougars over VCU, 80-71. The 6th seed in the East will take on the 3 seed Wisconsin. The Badgers going over 80 for the 18th time this season. They beat Montana 85-66. Gonzaga 27-3 to start against Georgia, 89-68 the final. It'll be the Zags and the Houston Cougars on Saturday. Boy, that'll be fun. Houston routed SIU Edwardsville 78-40. Auburn getting 7 threes, 23 points from Miles Kelly. The number 1 overall seed beat Alabama State by 20. They'll face the 9 seed in the South, Creighton. The Blue Jays over Louisville 89-75. Jemiah Neal a career high 29 points. Halftime in Wichita, Drake leads Missouri 30-23. Coming up, an interview with Texas Tech head coach Grant McCasland before the Red Raiders take on UNCW. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA radio network.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, T-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to VaxAssist.com and schedule today. That's VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer, don't miss Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, save $20 on a Power Torque 248-piece mechanics tool set. O Rewards members get a $5 reward. Power Torque professional hand tools come with a lifetime guarantee. Visit your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Drake up 7 on Missouri at the break, 30-23. Final game of the day from Intrust Bank Arena in Wichita. It'll be the 3-14 matchup in the West, Texas Tech and Colonial champ UNCW. The Red Raiders maybe had one of the most impressive wins of the regular season. They snapped Houston's 33-game home winning streak last month, and they've been climbing in the polls ever since. Second-year head coach Grant McCasland, here he is with our Ted Emmerich.
This season for you and your team, it's been
quite the journey. You weren't even ranked until January. You finish up in the AP top 10 and a number 3 seed. How would you describe the evolution of this team?
Well, I try to explain to people, we started doing one-on-one drills in the summer, and I loved our team and was major league concerned when we scored every time, and no one could stop anybody. So I'll tell you what our evolution's been. Our offense hasn't really been a problem, and it's been fun to coach them, but we've had to find a grit, and it's taken us a while just to figure out the fight that you got to have. And now I do think our team believes. And really a big part of it is, do you believe you can win every game you play, and how are you going to do it? And our team's really clued in on how tough we have to be to try to figure out a way to win these games.
And Grant, I know also part of the DNA for your team is the hashtag that's on social media for Texas Tech, and that's TTW, toughest team wins. How do you describe the meaning of that and how it manifests for you and your players?
Yeah, well, I mean, y'all know that's such a, just like, it's like culture. It's kind of a dumb word in regards to everybody's vocabulary. You throw it around to it. But to me, what I genuinely mean, and I think let's take the framework of Houston into this. Last year when we played Houston at Houston, and there was about 15 minutes left in the game, and they went on a run, and our guys looked as they walked off the court like they did not want any more. And honestly, really, I do think that there's a grit to just want to stay in the fight always. And then not just to want to be in the fight, but believe that you can win the fight. And so I just think that's the mentality that we've been really striving for. And I think our road game, our road record really is an indicator of what this team really believes.
And finally, Grant, what are you emphasizing to your team about UNCW?
Well, one, I had the opportunity to play against them a few years ago in the Baja Mar, and they beat us in the championship game, and they are so tough. They've got it. You talk to anybody in their league, and they all say the same thing. They have a championship mentality. I mean, it's loose balls. They're a great rebounding team. They're super physical. They play inside out. They play a pace that I think you can win championships with, and I identify with. I really respect them, and I love watching them play. I mean, some teams you watch on film, you're like, whatever. I just really respect the way they compete, and I would anticipate this being as good a matchup as there is in the NCAA tournament for us, and we have our hands full in order to compete with them.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it with Texas Tech and UNCW. Grant, thanks so much for the time.
Great to be with you. Wreck-em.
That is Texas Tech head coach Grant McCasland with our Ted Emmerich. The Red Raiders, the 3 seed in the West, will take on the 14 seed UNCW. Final game of the night in Wichita. Quick score update. Arkansas and Kansas, a 1-point game, 62-61 Razorbacks, 8 minutes to go. Again, the Westwood One Sports app, also westwoodonesports.com to hear that one and any game you want during this tournament. Drake up at the half, 30-23 on Missouri. We're going to rejoin Ted and Casey Jacobson in Wichita after this. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Once your request is funded, we'll take care of shipping.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Casey Jacobson, our entire crew. We check the halftime stats. Sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. For Missouri, it's their lowest scoring half of the season, 23 points. They shoot just 33%, 2 of 8 from 3. Their leading scorers have 5 points each, Tony Perkins and Mark Mitchell, who did not score until the final 2 minutes of the half. Meanwhile, for Drake, Casey, Bennett Sturts, 14 of Drake's 30, 5 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 2 from 3.
Yeah, and he's letting the game come to him, and it's easier for Bennett to let the game come to him because he knows he's going to have the ball a lot, whereas other guys kind of have to force the issue. But we expected a lot from Bennett. We really did. He has delivered. He's so patient and calm, despite the fact that Missouri is bringing second, sometimes 3 defenders at him.
Time now to connect with our analyst for the second half keys. Sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, Casey?
All right, for Missouri, what do they need to do? I think that Dennis Gates needs to borrow a page from Tom Izzo's book, the legendary head coach at Michigan State, whose favorite mantra is defend, rebound, and run. Missouri's a good offensive team, but I think they're thinking about this game backwards. They need to defend, keep Sturts in front of them, rebound so that the Tigers can get out and run. It feels like nothing has been easy for them. Meanwhile, Drake, they got to cut down on their turnovers. To me, it's the only thing that they didn't do consistently well in the first 20 minutes. They had a hard time with the full court pressure, Ted. They had a hard time with that 1-3-1 trapping half-court zone. I'm sure that's what Ben McCollum was trying to figure out, the best solutions to take care of the ball so that they can continue to dictate the pace of this game.
Drake with 8 turnovers. Missouri, by the way, one more with 9, but Drake has the advantage on the glass, +2, 14-12 so far. Halftime score, Drake 30, Missouri 23. When we return, we'll have the start of the second half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
April 7, 2003, New Orleans the site as Syracuse and Kansas clashed in the championship game. Led by freshman Carmelo Anthony and Jerry McNamara, the Orangemen jolted the Jayhawks early and opened up an 18-point first-half lead. But they couldn't KO Kansas, and Nick Collison and company rallied furiously down the stretch. With time winding down, KU had one last chance to complete the comeback.
Off the corner, inbound will come from Kansas, and Graves feeds Heinrich a jump shot for the tie, arching up, and no good. And Syracuse has won. Syracuse refuses to lose, and they are the national champions of college basketball.
81-78 the final score, giving Jim Boeheim his first title in 27 years as coach of the Orangemen. With another great moment in NCAA tournament history, I'm Kevin Kugler.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
College Sports Radio is your home for the NCAA tournament.
For the win, it's good!
Hear reaction all day long on SiriusXM Channel 84 and the SiriusXM app.
Ted Emmerich and the former Stanford All-American Casey Jacobson here at our Grainger broadcast position in Wichita, Kansas. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. We start the second half 30-23. The 11-seed Drake leads the 6-seed Missouri here in the West region. Winner to play either the 3-seed Texas Tech or the 14-seed UNCW. Drake 30-3 on the year. They are 26-1 when leading at the half. The only loss to UIC, Illinois Chicago, when Drake was up 1 at the break. They're up 7 on a team from the SEC as we get ready for the second half.
Yeah, but UIC doesn't have the offensive firepower
no, sir.
as the Missouri Tigers do. And, you know, if you're in a Drake uniform, you're expecting that Missouri's eventually going to hit you with a run. How long will that run be? That's the question.
Time now for the start of the second half, sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Original starting 5 out there for Drake, including the 4 transfers from Northwest Missouri State at the Division II level, where Ben McCollum came from, brought the 4 players with him. Drake was chided as D2 Drake on social media when those moves were announced, and yet here they are back in the NCAA tournament. Missouri ball shooting to our right. Anthony Robinson the second with the pink shoes, bounce it down low to Mark Mitchell. Backing down Manyow, Jackson digging for Drake. Mitchell goes reverse side. Mitchell goes up, left it short, and Mitchell's frustrated. No whistle.
And Manyow holding his ground. Interesting. I'm always curious on what coaches do in the first play of the second half because it tells you what they're trying to establish. Mizzou needs Mark Mitchell to get going here.
Jackson left wing for Drake. Blue jerseys, white numbers. Throw it opposite side of the floor and out of bounds. Errant pass looking for Mascari. Mascari has words for Jackson like, yeah, the pass was supposed to be this way.
I always blame the passer.
Yeah.
I do. I always blame the passer, not the receiver.
You never turned it over.
Yeah, I did plenty of times, but I always had good intentions, all right? Give me credit for that.
Yeah, of course. Always ended with a good shot. Perkins lobs it down low for Mitchell. He's in a crowd, and a foul called against Drake. Daniel Abreu hopping up and down, a little frustrated himself. He commits the personal.
All right, so Ted, 2 offensive possessions for Missouri, 2 post-up opportunities for Mitchell.
Yep. Trying to get him established after he had 5 points in the last minute and a half or so in the first half. Inbound left from the baseline into Grill, swing it, Perkins, touch it to Tamar Bates, who also had a quiet first half. Cut off by Abreu. Perkins slashes in, layup no against Manyow, but a foul. So this one is against Manyow. That's his third after Abreu picked up his second.
Yeah, Tony Perkins is just a body-seeking missile. And one of the things that we haven't talked about with Missouri's offense, getting to the foul line is a big part of Missouri's attack. They are second in the nation, 19.6 free throws made per game. Just made 7 in the first half.
7 of 9. Perkins' first free throw, pure. The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure. Hurry in for an exceptional offer on Jeep's Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, and let the ride of a lifetime begin. One more for Perkins, who has 6 points. Averages 9 on the season. Second free throw good as well. And it's 30-25, Drake.
And getting the foul line, Ted, allows you to set up full court pressure as well.
Mizzou fans on their feet across the way. Dennis Gates said, hey, it's drivable to Wichita from Columbia. We better see you here. They're here. Sturts to the short corner. No look feed to Banks. Trying to hammer it. It pops out, and Robinson secures it for Missouri. Left to right go the Tigers. Bates stops on the left wing. Swing it. Robinson to Perkins. Back to Robinson. Top of the arc. Guarded by Isaiah Jackson. Robinson churns into the lane. Offensive foul as Isaiah Jackson took the charge.
Ben McCollum, going back to the last play, Ben McCollum, head coach for Drake, is complaining that a Missouri defender reached their hand through the bottom of the rim to block this dunk attempt. Sure enough, I mean, he didn't reach his hand all the way up out of the rim, but at the bottom, it did touch his hand. That should have been an offensive goaltending and 2 points for Drake.
It should have been called, and because it wasn't called, there's no way to look at it. So 30-25, Drake, after the offensive foul against Missouri. Drake up 5. Center of the floor, Jackson. Hook it to Sturts, who's got 14 points to lead all scorers. The player of the year in the Missouri Valley. Sturts doubled, gives it up. Abreu, right wing, skip it left. And Jackson steps in front of Mascari to bring it in. 4 to shoot. Jackson bounces to a cutting Abreu. Left elbow jumper is good with 1 on the timer.
That possession was terrible, and then they salvaged it with 5 seconds to go.
It was going nowhere, wasn't it? 32-25, Drake. Perkins, pass right, kicked by Mascari. And Missouri to inbound from the near sideline.
Now, that's one of those possessions that, as a player, I remember, like, you put forth a ton of effort, and then you just let your guard down for a second, and it costs you.
Mitchell has it out front for Missouri. Guarded by Abreu, takes it into the lane, spins, drops it off, rejected. Perkins was blocked by Banks. It's Drake ball. Oh my goodness, Banks stepped on Perkins, almost trying to step over him. Perkins and Banks exchanging words. It's Drake ball.
That could have escalated very quickly. Luckily, nothing happened, but that was a bad play by Banks. He really did step over the face of Tony Perkins there.
Boy, that could have easily been a technical foul. Across the timeline, Isaiah Jackson retreats with the dribble against Anthony Robinson II. Whip it to Sturts on the left wing, back to Jackson, finds a cutting Banks, he hangs, misses, got it back, and Banks follows off the window for 2.
Second time we've seen that play, Ted. You put Sturts on one side of the floor, and then you're basically playing, 4-on-3.
Biggest 2 defenders are following Sturts. 34-25, Drake. We've played 3 minutes in the second half. Bates jabs with the left, passes to Perkins, back to Bates, streaming down the baseline, and he's fouled as the ball is knocked out of his hands.
Now, Missouri only scored 23 points at half, and they only have 2 so far. You and I are looking at the faces of the Tigers. They are beyond frustrated. This is a team that in their last several games, they're averaging close to 90 points a game.
Wouldn't you be frustrated?
Yes,
You have only so many possessions, and they haven't capitalized. Grill a corner 3, off the mark, but a foul. And Sturts has his arms bent as if to say, what do you want here? But a foul on the perimeter, and Caleb Grill will have 3 free throws.
You should never be surprised as Caleb Grill shoots a shot, ever. No matter where he's at on the floor, that was a foul on Sturts.
You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA Championships. Grill at the line, and he nails the first free throw. Missouri down 34-26. We have 16:46 to play here in Wichita, Caleb Grill's hometown. From Mays High School, about 15 miles to the northwest. Second free throw, front rim board and down. He's got 1 more.
And if there's a haircut that defines a player's confidence level, Caleb Grill's got a faux hawk going. This guy believes in himself.
He's got the sides of his head closely shaved. It's not a spiked mohawk. It's the faux hawk. Get on board with it, Casey. I want to see it on Saturday. Grill made all three. It's 34-28 Drake. Mizzou fans back on their feet as Sturtz brings it up the floor. High right with it against Robinson. Loop it to Jackson. Right back to Sturtz. Just above the NCAA logo at midcourt. Shuffles to his left. Grill picks him up on the switch to Abreu in the corner, and a foul by Missouri's Tamar Bates. That's his second.
So Missouri sticking with that 1-3-1 zone, Ted, and for Drake offensively, running a high ball screen against that defense is almost useless because you're running into a secondary defender immediately. That's why you see Bennett Sturtz a lot. He's looking for that pass in the corner. That's the weak area. You got to attack from the sides, specifically the corner.
Right in front of us, Cale Combs checks in for Drake. Sends it into Tavion Banks. Down the baseline against Josh Gray. Into the corner. Abreu cut off by Mitchell. Mascari launches a right wing three. Give it to him. Drake leads 37-28. 16-minute mark, second half. Bates gliding right to left. Goes reverse side. Missed the layup. And Banks pulls it down for Drake. And Missouri knows now Drake's going to walk it up the floor, and the clock continues to melt.
Banks has been everywhere defensively. Not a big-time scorer, but he has been long at the rim.
Whistle blows here with Combs holding it out front, and a foul against Missouri and Josh Gray, sending us to a timeout on the court, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. 15:48 to go here in Wichita. Drake, the 11 seed, leading the 6 seed Missouri 37-28. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
I used to lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to...
Pause for the facts.
I saw all the facts, like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro.
Facts.
A pro car shopper who feels like a winning ping pong champion.
Facts.
A ping pong champ whose legendary story is now a blockbuster movie.
Facts.
Starring me, Little Miss Confident.
Yeah! Facts.
Sorry, you get it. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Chumba Casino is now partnering with 2311 Racing. Chumba is always free to play, no purchase necessary. Find hundreds of online social casino games like bingo, solitaire, and slots, with new games dropping weekly. Grab your free daily login and welcome bonus with a chance to redeem amazing prizes. Play for free today at ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to cha-cha-cha-cha-chumba. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, like really go for it.
Fourth down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda. Move and be moved.
I wake up.
Just over our left shoulder as well.
Yeah, wall of blue. And during halftime, I went over and talked to a few of the Drake fans. I just would like to know their opinion. And I said, "Are you guys surprised at what you saw in the first half?" They said, "Nope. This is how we play every single game." And they're right. It's one of the most consistent performing teams in America.
And the 11 seed Drake is on top. 37-28, 15-40 to play. Second half. Abreu on the left wing with it for the Bulldogs. 7 to shoot, guarded by Mitchell. Down to 5. Abreu searching for an outlet. Now he takes him off the bounce. Cut off. Desperate fall-away jumper off the mark. Offensive rebound. Tavion Banks jump stop in the lane. He missed from right underneath the bucket. Rebound Missouri. Left to right. Mitchell gathers into the lane. Slices through 2 defenders. Layup no. Loose ball. Gray hits the deck. And a foul called. Fouls on Drake, and it's the third on Abreu. So 3 on Abreu and 3 on Maniau. And Isaiah Howard sprints off the bench to check in for Abreu.
And Howard was the one with that awesome poster dunk on the baseline in the first half of this game. Both of these teams are deep. I think the combination of Banks and Maniau have done the job. I thought that Drake was in trouble because of their height, but those 2 guys have done the job so far.
They have battled against Missouri. Grill off the inbound right wing 3. Oh, air ball, missed it over the top. Cruz with an offensive rebound, pass to the perimeter, stolen by Drake. Right to left, Howard with it. Short corner left against Grill. Back to the basket, Howard toward the bucket, net by Gray, and Howard with the wise decision, passing to the perimeter. Drake resetting here. Cale Combs high right with it, jabbing against Robinson with his left foot, trying to give it up, and a foul called against Robinson. Pass to Howard, Robinson steps in front, and that's Robinson's 3rd personal.
Drake did not even initiate their offense until there was about 13 seconds to go. That would most likely have been a bad shot or a forced shot, but Missouri bailed him out.
4th team foul against Missouri. Drake has 5 team fouls, by the way. Sturts, center of the floor, gets a touch for the first time. Right wing 3 on the way from Howard. It dents the front of the rim. Long rebound to Mitchell. In transition, left to right for Missouri. White jerseys, gold numbers, black trim. Cruz on the right wing. Out front, Mitchell. Swing it to Robinson on the H in March at center court. Keeps a low dribble, hook it to Mitchell on the left wing now, guarded by Howard. Mitchell takes him inside the arc, and Mitchell is stripped. Banks streaming right to left for Drake. He scoops it in with the right hand. Drake has its largest lead of the game. 39-28. Drake is for real. Dennis Gates calls a timeout for Missouri. Bulldogs up 11 with 14:08 to play. We've got a timeout on the court. Drake up 39-28 over Missouri. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Lowe's knows what makes SpringFest savings even better are member-only doorbuster deals. Right now, rewards members can save $40 on an Allen & Roth Chesler Gold faucet. Was $99, now $59. Plus, save $110 on a Cobalt 40-volt battery trimmer and blower combo kit. Was $279, now $169. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/24 while supplies last. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all?
Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
It's 39-28. The 11-seed Drake leads the 6-seed Missouri. 14:08 to go. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson with you. Let's check the tournament summary sponsored by Marriott Bonvoy. Take your game day rituals on the road with Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands for every kind of fan. Explore more at MarriottBonvoy.com/NCAA. Only one true upset here on the first day of the round of 64. The 12-seed McNeese over Clemson. McNeese's first ever tournament win here in Wichita. A couple of runaways to start the day. Top seed Houston over SIU Edwardsville by 38. And Gonzaga, the 8-seed, beat the 9-seed Georgia 89-68. Much better game here in the West region now, but Drake with its largest lead, up 11 on Mizzou.
And they are grinding away defensively on Mizzou's offense. The Tigers' last 10 games averaging 89 points a game. They're stuck at 28 in the second half with 14 to go. It's a panic time for Missouri.
Man, ask a Tiger fan right now. See what they have to say. Tigers are 0 of 5 from the floor in the second half. Robinson out front with it. Left-handed dribble, picks it up, launches from the left wing, hits the heel, high rebound, and corralled by Manyao, who returns with 3 fouls for Drake.
Bennett Sturt's off the ball to start this possession. See if they go to him.
Combs crosses the timeline, and 10-second call. Drake always takes its time. As Combs was picked up by Robinson, he took too long to cross half court.
I don't know this to be a fact, but I'm sure that that's not the first time that has happened this season with the way that they play. If you just if you're not paying attention, right, you're just moseying the ball to the floor, that couldn't have been closer.
So the turnover by Drake, their 10th of the game. Missouri has 12 turnovers. They trail by 11, 13:27 remaining. Robinson and Missouri shooting to our right. Robinson probing into the paint, twirling, corkscrewing layup, crawls off the rim, rebound Drake again. Sturt's cross-court pass to the right side. Robinson slow to get back, feeding Howard down the left baseline, and he has another rim-rattling slam. And Howard is talking his talk right now. 41-28 Drake with 13:08 to play.
That happened because Anthony Robinson, the point guard for Missouri, went down. He was down that was a 5-on-4 possession for Drake. Howard dunks it again. It was almost basically a replay of the same dunk he had in the first half. But Dennis Gates had to get Anthony Robinson out of the game. He's hurt.
So Robinson exits. T.O. Barrett is on. Played a couple of minutes late in the first half, the freshman from Oklahoma City. Perkins handles up top, feeds Marquez Warwick, who's also checking in. Warwick bobbled it, over back to Perkins on the right side. 10 to shoot for Missouri. Screen from Mitchell, and Perkins had it stripped. Banks right to left, and Banks throws it down with the right hand. Drake can run two. Timeout. 12:40 to go in the game. It's 43-28. Drake drilling Missouri now. A timeout with 12:40 to play. 43-28 Drake. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Drake is on a 9-0 run. Their largest lead of the game is 15 now, 43-28, 12 and a half to go. Missouri handles to our right. Bates up top. Flings it to the right corner. Warwick down the baseline. Floater from 8. No. Mitchell comes down with the rebound. A foul called against Drake.
Decent possession there from the Tigers, but Drake's defense in the half court has reduced Mizzou. Their offense is all one-on-one right now, and it has not worked out from them from the tip of this game. Mizzou only 3 total assists. We got 12.5 to go in the second half.
And Missouri is 0 of 8 from the floor in the second half. All 5 points, 5 in the second half, have come from the foul line. Bates down in the center of the lane. He scoops it in. Finally, a made field goal for Mizzou after halftime. 43-30 Drake. Nearing the 12-minute mark in Wichita. Combs walks it up against Warwick. He's trapped, and he walked. A turnover by Drake. No surprise, Combs doesn't agree with the call as he stares over at the official. And we've got another timeout. 12 minutes exactly to go here in the second half. It's Drake 43, the 11 seed over the 6 seed Missouri. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rash? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's check the schedule of tournament games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by the 2027 X15 engine from Cummins. Featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25-plus years of experience. The 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15 forever rising. One more game to come here in Wichita. And the winner of Drake and Missouri will meet either the 3-seed Texas Tech or the 14-seed UNCW. By the way, on Saturday, we have one second-round game that is set. Top seed Houston in the Midwest region against the 8-seed Gonzaga. Time to be determined. 43-30. Drake up 13 over Missouri. The 11 over the 6 right now. Under 12 to play. Missouri shoots to our right. Mitchell spins past Tavion Banks to the rim and missed it. Banks might have gotten a piece of that. Drake right to left. Cale Combs. Bennett Sturts has not scored here in the second half, and Drake has built this double-digit lead.
0 shots for Bennett Sturts. Not like he's gone cold. He just really hasn't been involved much.
Hasn't scored since the 5:22 mark of the first half. Hustling, mid-post right, Combs hangs, throws it up, short, loose ball scooped up by Trent Pierce. Missouri left to right. Warwick keeps a low dribble up the middle of the floor to T.O. Barrett, and he corkscrews in, scoops it in from the left side.
Got to get more of that from Missouri. They've been dominated inside the lane today. 28 points for Drake in the lane, 14 for Mizzou.
43-32 Drake. Banks receives the pass into the front court and into the hands of Bennett Sturts now. Against Pierce at 6'10", plus 6 inches on Sturts. Finds a cutting Combs, floater, good! Sturts with the vision, Combs the bucket. 45-32 Drake. Bates on the right wing with it for the Tigers. Ball on his left hip, goes between the legs against Mascari. Now met by Howard, took it to Barrett, out front. Barrett, drive and kick. Bates down the baseline, hangs, and he scores off the window.
He is so long as a guard. One bounce, and he's already at the rim.
45-34 Drake. Mascari a little trouble as Mitchell tried to pry it free. Able to get it to Combs, crossing the timeline. Combs trapped, feeds cross court, Banks down low, extra feed, Howard to a cutting Sturts. Beautiful ball movement by Drake, and Ben McCollum calls a timeout as the Bulldogs put their lead at 13, 47-34.
If I were going to build an instructional video on how to break half-court pressure, I would show people that last possession for Drake. They waited for the double team to come, and they pass it out. And then instead of taking your foot off the gas, attack. You have numbers. Everybody touches the ball. Layup for Drake.
Download the official NCAA March Madness Live app, and you can listen to every Westwood One broadcast of the men's and women's basketball tournament for free. Just look for the headphones icon on any live game, and if you're in the car, it seamlessly integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Get the official NCAA March Madness Live app today. When you were asking Ben McCollum about what he watches, I thought it was so interesting that McCollum said, I love EuroLeague basketball. And for his team, boy, doesn't that show the fundamentally sound nature of this squad?
Yeah, why is it important, or why did he say that? Because EuroLeague basketball, they have great skill, but they don't have a ton of athleticism. They have some, but not a lot. When you watch the NBA, you give the ball to Anthony Edwards, and you get out of the way. That is not how they play in EuroLeague, so he gets some of those ideas on how to creatively set up his guys and use all five to score.
Missouri ball as we hit close to the midway mark of the second half. Barrett brings it up, finds Bates, jabs with the left on the wing, left side. Lobs it to Mitchell, down low. Pierce on the two-handed stuff. It's 47-36 Drake.
There you go. Several Tigers touched the ball in that possession. It wasn't one-on-one. So there's two ways to penetrate a defense. Via the dribble, via the pass. The pass is more efficient.
Jackson has it. Straight away for Drake. Guarded by Mitchell. Hook it to Mascari. Hash mark right. Bounce it to Tavion Banks. 9 to shoot. Now to Sturts. High right against Warwick. Screen from Banks. Sturts finds the roller. Banks throws it up. Off the back of the rim. No. And a blocking foul called against T.O. Barrett of Missouri.
That was a ball screen with Bennett Sturts about 30 feet from the basket. And normally, Ted, you would say, defensively, we're not going to trap 30 feet, right? We're going to go under that. But Mizzou, they're kind of in desperation mode already. They trap that. Bennett Sturts throws it over the top. And again, I feel like Drake's been playing with numbers at the rim all game.
They've lived there.
But they have numbers advantages every possession, it seems.
Banks misses the first free throw off the back of the rim. 71% on the year, the sixth man of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. Ben McCollum told us yesterday he brings that alpha mentality, just an edge to the court off the bench. Pink shoes, neon green laces on the sneakers for Banks, who lost the second free throw, missed that one as well. And Bates has the rebound for Missouri. 47-36, Drake with the lead. Warwick, step back, three, right corner, swish. Missouri within 8 at 47-39. Pressure in the backcourt. Mascari, three-quarters court, bounce it to Sturts, near the timeline, end of the front court, into the hands of Abreu. Skip it right to Isaiah Jackson. Mizzou fans on their feet for the first time in ages. High pass corralled by Mascari on the left wing. Drives to the foul line, stumbles, kicks it to Sturts. 8 to shoot, guarded by T.O. Barrett, the freshman. Sturts, a runner from three-point range, and it goes down. Bennett Sturts, basically a floater from 23 feet. 50-39 Drake. He's got unlimited range, and he's got an unlimited array of weapons in the bag. Foul at the other end. Wow.
Come on, man. Like, we hope that stars will deliver on the big stage. We have not seen Bennett Sturtz in the NCAA tournament before. This is his debut. We know he's a big shot maker because in the OVC tournament, he was balling. But Missouri Tigers, they're a different animal, and he is just, he's surgical. And he doesn't break a sweat. He doesn't, smile. He's out here just going to work.
T.O. Barrett at the line. The foul is on Banks. 1-1 for Barrett, and he drops in the first one. Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. One more for Barrett. Deep knee bend. Free throw good. So Missouri back within single digits, 50-41, 8:38 remaining. Jackson along the baseline, into Sturtz at three-quarter court. Barrett picks him up, and Sturtz hops into the forecourt.
1-4 flat right now. It's just Sturtz at half court. Here comes the double team.
From Marquez Warwick, Sturtz hooks it into the corner. Mascari had it knocked out of his hands by Bates. A foul is called. Tamar Bates with his third personal, sixth team foul against Missouri.
I like what Ben McCollum, the head coach for Drake, is doing. If Missouri is going to continue to double team at half court, let them. Don't fight it, invite it. Get the ball to Sturtz. Wait for that double team. I don't think he's turned the ball over on that double team all night. I think it's smart. Just keep it simple offensively.
So from the sideline, just to our left, Isaiah Jackson ready to inbound. Anthony Robinson II returns for Missouri. The standout defender, remember, shaken up earlier. T.O. Barrett heads out. So good for Missouri that he's back on the floor. Jackson bounces to the corner, and Mascari dribbles back to the bracket logo at midcourt. Slapped out of his hands, recovered by Jackson. 10 to shoot for Drake. Jackson picked up by Robinson. Down to 6, down to 5. Stopped at the perimeter. Crosses over, in the lane, pivots, feeds Abreu, floater, good by Abreu, and it's 52-41 Drake. Drake has an answer at every turn. Robinson has it at midcourt. Robinson shuffles to his left for Missouri. Right-handed dribble, guarded by Jackson. Hook it to Warwick, guarded by Sturtz. Crossover by Warwick, kick to Grill, three-pointer from the left wing, got it. It's 52-44 Drake. Missouri back to within 8.
Missouri started this second half 0 for 8. They're 6 for their last 7. They're back in it here. It feels like Drake should be up by a lot more.
Missouri still within striking distance, and a foul on the inbound, sending us to the official timeout. Mark Mitchell of Missouri collecting his first personal. It is the 7th team foul, means free throws after the timeout. Our score, Drake 52, Missouri 44. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling.
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Brad Heller in the Westwood One Broadcast Center in Los Angeles. Time now for a tournament. Brad Heller in the Westwood One Broadcast Center in Los Angeles. Time now for a tournament bracket update sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler, let the gobbler get it. A final in Providence. Arkansas beats Kansas 79-72, a late 7-0 run for the Razorbacks. Kansas snaps a 17-game winning streak in the round of 64. Texas A&M, it's a final, beating Yale 80-71. Meanwhile, UCLA up on Utah State 17-12 midway through the first half. Back to Wichita, we rejoin Ted Emmerich and Casey Jacobson.
Daniel Abreu at the line for Drake out of the timeout, shooting 1-1. Drake up 52-44 on Missouri, and the first free throw, an air ball out of bounds to Mizzou. We've got 7:32 remaining. And Missouri ball here, certainly not out of it.
Oh, not at all. They're getting to the foul line. They've made a couple of threes. They've manufactured enough points.
Trailed by as many as 15 here in the second half, within 8. Shooting to our right, Bates free throw line extended right side against Tavion Banks, bigger defender. Bates into the lane, pivots, throws it up, off the back of the rim, no, to the right, but a foul called. And we welcome those of you just joining us across our network. 7:14 to play here in Wichita. The 11 seed Drake up 52-44 on the 6 seed Missouri. Drake has dragged Missouri into the mud. They have played this game at their pace. Bates at the line for Missouri. First free throw, good.
Yeah, Drake came into this game averaging 58.4 points allowed. That is number 1 in the country. They know who they are. They know exactly what they needed to do to put themselves in the position. This game is far from over, folks, but Drake has given themselves an opportunity by executing. And Bennett Sturtz, who's wearing 14 in blue, is the guy who is going to decide this game offensively for Drake.
Bates rattles in the second free throw, so the lead down to 6, 52-46. Drake was up by as many as 15 at the 12:40 mark. Now 7:05 to go. Combs bounces to Sturtz, hash mark right, skip it to Banks, touch it to Combs, pocket pass, Banks hangs, left it off the underside of the rim, got it back, fresh shot clock, lost it out of bounds, Missouri has it, and Banks is irate. He thinks that Missouri was the last to touch it, but nope, Missouri ball.
And Banks was trying to muscle that ball back up to the rim, and Anthony Robinson, who Banks did not see. Anthony Robinson, the guard, comes back. As soon as Banks turns his back, he slaps it right off the hands.
Marquez Warwick, the Northern Kentucky transfer, brings it up left to right for Mizzou. Tigers down 6. Warwick on the left wing, met by Isaiah Howard. Bounce it to Robinson. Pink shoes, Missouri. White jerseys, gold numbers, black trim. Drake blue jerseys, white numbers. Robinson into the key, at the foul line, stumbled, fouled. Bennett Sturtz commits the personal, that's his third. And 1-1 coming up for Missouri.
And Missouri doing what they have to do. I mentioned they're second in the country in made free throws. They're 9 for 9 in the second half alone. So while it hasn't, they haven't shut the lights out, they have been able to get to the foul line.
Robinson sinks the front end. He'll have one more. 52-47, Drake. This is the closest Missouri has been since they were down 30-25, 1 minute into the second half. Robinson pounds the dribble, spins it, pounds it again, lets it go. Got that one. 52-48. And the Mizzou fans here in Wichita on their feet, making a lot of noise. Combs crosses the timeline for Drake. He's on the A in March. Left-handed dribble with Warwick watching. Bounce it to Cam Maniau, playing with 3 personals. Back to Combs at the bracket logo. He slants to his left, picked up by Mitchell. To the right elbow. Howard inside Maniau, rejected by Robinson, but a foul. 2 free throws on the way.
Defensively, Anthony Robinson from Missouri is face guarding Sturt. Everywhere he goes, he's denying. And Drake was happy to use Sturt as a decoy right there if they're going to get close shots at the rim.
Bates with his 4th personal for Missouri. It's the 8th team foul, but this was in the act of shooting, so Maniau at the line for 2. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson here at our Granger broadcast position in Wichita, Kansas. Stay on top of your game with Granger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRANGER or click Granger.com.
Players under review to make sure we have the foul on the correct person.
Okay. Pat Adams, the lead official, you heard the announcement. They want to make sure that this foul should be on Tamar Bates. That is the call at the moment. We're getting a look on our monitor.
The foul is confirmed. It is on number 2.
Kicked him in the back.
Yes. Robinson was there as well, but yeah, Bates is the one who literally kicked him the back of the head of Maniau.
You might be asking, how is that even possible? Well, Maniau pump faked, Bates leaves the ground, and the back, spread eagle, and kicked him in the back of the head accidentally.
Almost a little Shawn Michaels sweet chin music as Maniau misses the first free throw short.
The free throws are the story right now for Missouri and their comeback. Drake just 3 for 9 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, Missouri 18 for 20.
And Drake 0 of 4 in the second half. Maniau with 1 more. Feels like Mizzou Arena West. Second free throw missed. The margin remains 4. 52-48 Drake, Missouri ball as we dip to the 6-minute mark. Robinson at the hash mark left side. Flip it to Warwick, center of the floor. Down the left lane line, turns, throws it up, no, and skying for the rebound is Cam Maniau for Drake. Sturts jogs up the center of the floor, picked up by Warwick. Maintains a low dribble. Sturts bounces right to Mascari, right back to Sturts. Watched the whole way by Warwick. Screen from Mascari. Sturts with Barrett on him on the switch. 8 to shoot. Sturts jabs. Sturts step back. Barrett got a piece of it. Sturts regathers. Sturts to the foul line. Stripped by Robinson. Turnover. Left to right Missouri, and Grill is fouled by Mascari. Mizzou fans are signaling, hey, isn't that an intentional foul, with Grill in transition. The foul is on Mascari.
I disagree with the Mizzou fans. That's just a normal basketball play. He was ahead, the defensive player was ahead of the offensive player. He certainly fouled him on purpose, but nothing egregious, no chance. That's a flagrant. But, I would say that would be a smart foul, Ted, except for Missouri's automatic at the foul line.
Yeah, you've touched on it, Casey, and they're so good all season. Grill first free throw, front rim, board, and down to make it a 3-point game, 52-49. 1 more to come. Missouri is in the double bonus here. 2 free throws the rest of the way. 5:20 mark, second half. Grill with 1 more. The Wichita native coming home. And the second one is pure. He's got a dozen. Missouri missed their first 2 free throws of the night. Since then, they're 20 of 20. It's a 2-point game, 52-50 Drake, 5:10 to play. Combs across the timeline. Send it to Sturts, hash mark right in front of his head coach, Ben McCollum. Touch it back to Combs, middle of the floor. Combs finds Isaiah Howard, dribbling through the lane. 5 to shoot. Shovel it to Sturts. Down the baseline to Combs. Up top, Howard. Extra to Mascari. The sidestep. He walked. It's a turnover by Drake. And the Missouri fans erupt again. Mizzou down by 2 with the ball after a Drake timeout. Ben McCollum needs to talk about it. We'll step aside as well. 4:50 remaining. Drake 52, Missouri 50. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson, our entire crew here in Wichita. First round of the NCAA tournament. The 6-seed Missouri has scored 9 unanswered to climb to within 2 against the 11-seed Drake. Bulldogs up 50-50. And really the last few times down the floor, Drake really looks out of sorts.
Yeah, and I don't like the way that Bennett Sturtz is playing. And I know it's easy for us wearing suits and ties over here on the sideline, but he is not aggressive enough. He is playing into the hands of Missouri's defense, allowing them to take him away. He hasn't taken a shot in like 5 minutes. Arguably, he's the best player on the floor. He needs to act like it.
Leads all scorers with 19 tonight. Missouri front court right. Mitchell out front. Warwick bluffs the 3. Jabs with the left. Warwick skips it right to Robinson. Picked up by Combs. Into the corner, Mitchell. 10 to shoot. Mitchell down the baseline. Here comes the double. Gives it up to Robinson. Mitchell fouled. And again, Missouri in the double bonus. 2 free throws. The foul is on Cale Combs, his third. So Mitchell to shoot 2. Just 1 of 7 from the floor. But Missouri's leading scorer, 3 of 3 at the line tonight. Mitchell hasn't scored here in the second half. The lefty shoots, bricked it. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament, anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. One more from Mitchell to make it a 1-point game. Off it goes. Got that one. 52-51 Drake. Missouri with pressure in the backcourt. Combs sends it into Tavion Banks. Picked up by Caleb Brill. Banks between his legs and crossing the timeline. Handed off to Cale Combs. Sturtz walks on the left wing. Well away from the ball. Combs to Mascari on the right wing. Feeds Combs, top of the arc. Hook it to Manyow. Sturtz bluffed a cut. 8 to shoot. Sturtz got it. Sturtz bisects the lane. Floater, front rim board, and it rattles through. The answer is Bennett Sturtz.
He makes it look so easy.
Drake up 54-51. Trouble, Warwick, mid-post left. Lost the handle. Taken away by Bennett Sturtz. 54-51 Drake. Sturtz to Mascari, right wing 3. Pops out. Banks got a fingertip on it. And Grill secures it for Missouri.
That ball was halfway down and popped out. Drake had numbers there.
54-51 Drake. Barrett speeds to the right lane line. Twists against Combs. Fall away jumper around and out. And Combs pulls it in.
That's a bad shot by T.O. I don't know how else to say it. One-on-one, there were no passes on that possession.
54-51 Drake. 3:13 to play in Wichita. Combs at the bracket logo at midcourt against the bigger Mitchell. Into the lane, spinning, leaving it for Manyow. Manyow, lefty scoop, good! Drake leads 56-51 with 3 to go. Warwick front court right with it for the Tigers. Top of the arc, Grill, who hasn't shot it well from 3. Step back over Sturtz. Front rim, no. And Combs corrals the rebound and a foul against Missouri. It's on Robinson, his 4th. 9th team foul. It'll be 1-1 for Drake after the official timeout. Our score with 2:47 to play. The 11th seed Drake 56, the 6th seed Missouri 51. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Yo, it's Jacob Hester from Off Campus on College Sports Radio. For full breakdowns of this game and more, tune in weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Channel 84 or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
Fans, you can listen to every minute of the NCAA men's tournament on Alexa. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports, and you'll be able to select the game you want to hear. Or get access to our March Madness Mix channel, which will take you to the best action at any given moment. That's open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. Drama building here in Wichita. The 11-seed Drake leads the 6-seed Missouri 56-51, 2:47 to play. 1-1 for Cale Combs of Drake. Combs, the sophomore, transfer from Wyoming. First trip to the line tonight. His team up 5. The lefty's first free throw is good. 57-51 Drake. Ted Emmerich, Casey Jacobson with you. Bennett Sturtz of Drake leads all scorers with 21. Combs with one more, couple of dribbles, off it goes, got that one. 58-51. Drake has stretched the lead back out after Missouri had closed the gap. Robinson into the forecourt, Combs goes flying, bounce pass, Grill, and he throws it down. Emphatic finish by Grill. 58-53 Drake.
Drawn up backdoor special for Caleb Grill, and he left Sturtz in the dust.
5-point lead again for Drake. Sturtz has it out front, guarded by Grill. Each team down to one timeout. Both teams shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way as well. Bounce it to Combs. He knifes in, lost it out of bounds. Last touch by Missouri. 5 to shoot.
Sturtz is going to line up at the top of the key here. See if he gets a couple of screens. 5 seconds is not a lot of time. Maybe one pass, couple dribbles.
2:07 remaining. Combs triggers in, fakes it to Sturtz, into Mascari. Couple of dribbles like you said, puts it up. It was partially blocked, loose underneath, and a foul called against Missouri. 2 free throws now for Drake, 10th team foul on Mizzou.
Yeah, it's not going to matter because the end result is the same, but Mascari got fouled on that jumper. I saw it with my own eyes. Ben McCollum, asking the referee, was standing right there. He definitely got hit on the wrist, but still, Banks, 2 free throws.
Second foul on Mark Mitchell. And Banks at the line. 0 for 2 tonight, 71% on the season. First free throw off the back of the rim and clangs high in the air. Drake just 2 of 8 at the foul line here in the second half. They're 5 of 13 in the game.
The free throw roller coaster that we're on right now is pretty remarkable. Drake can't make them. Missouri can't miss them. 21 for 24 is Missouri. My goodness.
Banks drills the second free throw. 59-53, Drake, under 2 to go. Robinson, forecourt left. Handoff Bates, playing with 4 personals. Drives past Banks, goes reverse side, flips it up. No, but he's fouled. So Tamar Bates will have free throws. The nation's leading free throw shooter entering the tournament at 94%. Tonight he's 2 for 2. Making an 85 of 90 on the season. The lefty lets the first one go right down the chute.
85 for 90, that's hard to do in an empty gym, all alone. To do it with crowds and all that and fatigue, that's remarkable.
59-54, Drake. One more for Bates. He spins the ball in his hands. The lefty got the second one. 59-55. 11 of Missouri's last 16 points have come from the free throw line. Pressure in the backcourt. Combs, pass deflected, taken away by Mitchell at midcourt. Missouri has it. Warwick, a left wing 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebound weak side to Cale Combs.
Wow, could that have been Missouri's chance right there?
Sturts, the lob. Maniau catches, gathers, reverse side. He's fouled. Oh, man, Cam Maniau was about to shut it down. Sturts trying to time that lob just right, but Maniau was fouled.
Looking at the replay, I think that was a really smart play by Maniau. If he tried to dunk that, he took off too far from the basket. The timing wasn't right. If he tries to dunk it, he likely misses it. Instead, he brings it down and gets fouled.
So Cam Maniau, just a 50% foul shooter, and he's 0 for 3 in this game. 1:26 to go. Drake up 59-55. Maniau, it dents the back of the rim and somehow drops through the hoop like a stone.
Anybody who's played basketball before knows, when you miss it so badly on the back rim that it just dies and goes in, that's exactly what happened.
60-55, Drake. One more. Maniau, high arcer. No, offline to the left. Mitchell the rebound. Bates hustles left to right. Bates down the left lane line. Hangs short. Rebound, Tavion Banks and Drake. And a foul by Missouri with 1:16 remaining. So more free throws for Drake as Tavion Banks walks from one end to the other.
It was a nice drive there by Tamar Bates. Didn't have enough, though. It's been a problem for Missouri in this game. For all the free throw shooting that's gone well, they have not shot it well at the rim. They're just 6 for 11 on layups. And that was something that we thought that Drake would struggle with, the length and the size of Missouri. It just has not played out that way.
Banks is just 1 of 4 at the stripe. 71% on the season. Pink shoes, neon green laces. First free throw, front rim board, and it falls through. 61-55 Drake. Banks now in double figures with 10 to go with 9 rebounds. He pounds the dribble. He spins the ball. He releases around and out to the right. Mitchell the rebound. Missouri left to right. Trailing by 6. Robinson to the left baseline. Cut off by Combs.
Wow.
Lost the ball. Out of bounds. It belongs to Drake with 1:08 to play.
That was Combs defensively. He stuck his right paw in there at the very last minute. That ball ricocheted right off the left leg of Anthony Robinson. Robinson took one too many dribbles. He got caught underneath the basket with nowhere to go.
The play is under review.
And Pat Adams says they will review it here in the late stages, taking a look just to make sure they got it right. But you called it exactly, Casey. Combs with the quick hands. We're getting a look on our monitor. And Robinson dropped it right off right underneath his left knee.
And again, watching the replay, it's crystal clear whose ball this should be. It's going to be Drake basketball, but it's also crystal clear. Like, where is Anthony Robinson going? He dribbled on the wrong side of the backboard. He didn't attack the rim, and there's a terrible possession in the worst time for Missouri.
15 turnovers for Mizzou. It's their most.
After the review, the call is confirmed as Blues basketball.
As expected, 15 turnovers, the most for the Tigers in their last 7 games. And by the way, they had lost 4 of 5 coming into the tournament.
Yeah, I was wondering about Missouri's confidence just as a unit coming into this one. Losers of 4 of 5, meanwhile Drake winner of 7 straight. I was wondering if Missouri, especially the way this game started, Ted, I thought, hey, is Missouri going to have enough mental fortitude to get back in this? The answer is yes, but a lot of mistakes.
Combs to inbound. In the backcourt. Pitch it ahead to Mascari, who leaps for it. Back to Combs. Picked up by Barrett. Drill comes over as well to Mascari. Near the timeline. Ahead to Sturtz. The lob. Tavion Banks with the two-handed flush. He beats his chest. Drake can feel it now. They lead 63-55 with 52 seconds left. Bennett Sturtz urging on the Drake crowd here in Wichita to make more noise. They can make all the noise they want. They're up 8 in the final minute here in Wichita.
They break pressure, and instead of just, the easy thing to do would be to pull that ball out, Bennett Sturtz says, no, this is my stage. I've been asking him to do this for the entire second half. It seems like he always makes the right choice, whether it's to create for himself or to create for others. And that time, the perfect lob pass. There was a lot of dudes who could have dunked that one. And yeah, could that be the nail for Drake, or for Missouri?
21 points and now 4 assists for Bennett Sturtz, the player of the year out of the Missouri Valley. A year ago, playing for Ben McCollum at Division II Northwest Missouri State, he was second team all-conference. And now he's just one of those names in the NCAA tournament you're going to hear a lot about here in the first weekend.
Yep, no doubt. He leads the country in minutes played as well. 39.3 minutes is what he averages. And it makes sense. If you were Ben McCollum, why in the world would you ever take out Bennett Sturtz?
Missouri's called its final timeout. 52.7 to go. The lead is 8 for Drake. It's 63-55. Robinson from the far sideline floats it in, intercepted by Maniau. Turnover number 16 for Missouri. Combs ahead to Banks. Banks backs it out, and Banks is fouled by Anthony Robinson II with 42.5. That's Robinson's 5th. He's fouled out.
Tough game for Robinson today. Sophomore, averaging 9 points, but 0 for 5. Made some free throws, but he was 0 for 5 from the field. This is one of those learning, you learn his first NCAA tournament game.
So Banks is back at the line for Drake. 12 points after that alley-oop. 9 rebounds. First free throw. Yes. 64-55 Drake. And one more for Banks. Then McCollum loves the edge that he brings to the table. And he's provided it today. Second free throw good as well. Lead back to double digits. 40 seconds to go, 65-55 Drake. Warwick stumbles into the forecourt. Fall away corner 3, right side, no. Rebound by Drake and Isaiah Jackson. And another Missouri foul with 31.8. And now Mitch Mascari's the one looking to the crowd just over our left shoulder. All the Drake fans on their feet. Mascari says, come on, make a little more noise, why don't you?
And if this result holds, Drake will be 2-0 against the SECs. They got a non-conference win against Vanderbilt, who made the NCAA tournament, and then this win over Missouri.
First free throw, a swish from Isaiah Jackson. And there is an overrated SEC chant from the Drake fans right behind us.
I guess you can say that, but then you're only like poo-pooing your own performance.
Why are you diminishing the win here? Yeah. Cruz misses a three out front. Loose ball, batted out, far sideline. Sturtz saving it with a leaping attempt. Missouri grabs it though. 15 seconds into Mitchell. Two-handed dunk. 14.8. 66-57 Drake. Pressure in the backcourt. Combs into Tavion Banks. Mitchell commits the foul with 13.2. But it's fait accompli at this point. One of the cheerleaders was struck by a pass that was thrown ahead. Thankfully, she's okay. Pat Adams, the lead official, went over to check on her. She's all smiles, but she wasn't expecting that as the ball was thrown to this end of the floor for the free throws on the way.
I'm sorry I laughed at her. She is okay, so yes, I can't laugh.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, my dad always told me no matter where you sit, you got to be shot ready. But, you know, for the cheerleaders, they got pom-poms in their hands. They can't be shot ready.
Well, that's right. She's all right. Banks missed the first free throw. One more. Bends his knees. Lets it go good. 67-57 Drake. Final 10 seconds. Warwick up the floor. Warwick slashes in. Batted out of his hands by Tavion Banks. One more for Drake. Nah. Ahead to Jackson. He dribbles it out. We are done in Wichita. Drake could not beat Kendrick Lamar in the battle over the last year, but the Drake Bulldogs could certainly beat the Missouri Tigers in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The 11 seed over the 6 seed, 67-57. And Drake is moving beyond the first round of the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1971.
Drake had a clear plan on how to win this game, and they followed it to a T. They slowed the pace down. They executed in the half court. They gave the ball mostly to their best player, Bennett Sturtz, who was ultra efficient in everything he did today. Really, this isn't that much of a surprise. Not that Missouri's a good team, but what we've seen from Drake, they now have 31 wins, Ted. 31 wins, including 4 over power conference teams. This team can and will go deep in the tournament if they continue to play like they did tonight.
Mitch Mascari joins us now. First of all, Mitch, congratulations on the win. You've been urging on the crowd over the last minute. Take us through the emotion right now after a victory in the NCAA tournament at the Division I level for you.
Yeah, I mean, it feels really good. When we got together this summer, no one really knew what to expect except for us. We knew what kind of team we had. We knew what kind of coaching staff we had. And just to see it all work out the way it has, it's special.
You guys had a brilliant, sorry, it's hard to hear.
Yes.
It's so loud, I know. You guys had a brilliant first half. You knew that Missouri would eventually get back in the game, and they did, but you guys weathered the storm. How did you do it in the second half?
Just staying calm. Everyone talks about our slower pace, but it's really just being patient more than anything. We're not designed to be slow, but we're designed to be patient. So we're just trying to get the best shot we can, and we knew they were going to make a run. They're a great basketball team. They have a lot of talent. I think they're ranked right now, so they're obviously a good basketball team. We knew we just had to weather the storm a little bit.
Mitch, you and your team knock off one of those 14 teams from the best conference in America, the SEC. Yeah. What do you think you proved tonight?
Mid-major is good basketball, too. Everyone talks about SEC all year, but we got some special teams, special players in the Missouri Valley as well.
Mitch, congratulations on the win. We'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
All the best. Mitch Mascari with 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's holding his fists high in the air, signaling to that Drake crowd. Man, he is having fun. One of those 4 Northwest Missouri State transfers who joined Ben McCollum here at Drake. D2 Drake? Yeah, how about round of 32, Drake?
How do you not root for Drake? I know Missouri probably isn't, but everybody else is rooting for a team like this and their story and the way that they play. It's fun. I loved what Mitch said. I wrote it down. We are not designed to be slow. We're designed to be patient. I love that. There are a lot of different styles and different ways to play basketball. They have found the style that works for them.
We check some of the stats sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. With TurboTax, now Taxes is getting an expert who files your taxes for you so you can stay locked in on the madness. Intuit TurboTax. Now this is taxes. Yeah, slow, patient, call it whatever you want. How about efficient? Drake shoots 54% as a team, led by Bennett Sturtz's 21 points to go with 4 assists. Tavion Banks adding 15 points and 9 rebounds off the bench. Drake, they turn it over 15 times, but they force 17 turnovers by Missouri.
That's it. They played well on both ends of the floor, and something you mentioned today we didn't really talk about a whole lot, the bench points, right? And that was a big story. 26 bench points for Drake and Missouri. That's where they're strong. They're one of the best, third in the country, as a matter of fact, bench points per game. They averaged 36 bench points, but tonight just 14. We can talk about stats all you want, but you got to play the game. And one team executed their plan, the other one lost their identity about halfway through that first half and was fighting to get it back.
Time now to select the player of the game, sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows what makes Springfest savings even better are member-only doorbuster deals. Shop these limited-time savings before they're gone. Lowe's, they help you save. Casey, your Lowe's player of the game?
It's got to be Bennett Sturtz.
Yeah.
He was so efficient. 21 points on 8 of 11 shooting. He did not miss a three-pointer. He did not miss a foul shot. However, can I also tack on that I would like him to be more aggressive. At times I thought he took his foot off the accelerator and was content to be a decoy, content to watch his teammates kind of play around. And I think he easily could have had 30 points in this one. And maybe it's just me selfishly. I want to see him go for 30 because he's capable and he's such a great story. Maybe we'll see it in 2 days.
Yep. Drake will play either Texas Tech or UNCW in the second round. Final score, the 11 seed Drake pulls the trendy upset. 67-57 over the 6 seed Missouri. When we return, we'll have more of the All-State postgame report. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a...
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer, don't miss Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, save $20 on a Power Torque 248-piece mechanics tool set. O Rewards members get a $5 reward. Power Torque professional hand tools come with a lifetime guarantee. Visit your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Welcome to the Tournament Postgame Show on Westwood One, sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It was a popular upset pick entering the tournament, and it happened here in Wichita. The 11 seed Drake marching on after a 67-57 win over the 6-seed Missouri here in the West region. Drake advances to play either Texas Tech, the 3-seed, or the 14-seed UNCW, still to come. Ted Emmer, Casey Jacobson with you. Drake closed the game, Casey, on a 15-6 run after Missouri had pulled to within a point. What a performance overall by Drake, and what a strong finish.
You knew Missouri, one of the better offensive teams in the country, would have a push. They're also an older team, right? So, they were frustrated, but they pushed and kept pushing and kept pushing. But Drake, you wondered, right? Most of these guys had never played on this stage before. Would they be able to weather that? They did. They kept missing free throws, too. I felt like this game could have been over for Drake about 5 minutes earlier had they made free throws, but they get to move on. 31 wins this season, incredible. But can I also mention Dennis Gates' team? Missouri had a fantastic year. After last year going 0 for 18 in SEC play, they battled back. They get here, and it's the end of the line for guys like Caleb Grill, 6th-year senior, Tony Perkins, a 5th-year senior transfer from Iowa, had brilliant college careers. It has to end at some point for all of us, but my tip of the cap to those two guys for what they did in their college careers.
67-57, Drake over Missouri. Drake advances to the second round on Saturday. Time now to rejoin our Straight Talk Wireless studios in Los Angeles. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Let's now send it back to L.A. and Brad Heller.
All right, Ted, thank you very much. So Drake extending its school record, a 31st win, 31-3, the 11th seed in the West over the 6th seed Missouri, 67-57. As you mentioned, Ted, a 15-point Bulldogs lead, cut to 1 in the second half. Missouri storming all the way back, but the Bulldogs had the answer. It's time now for the Wrangler highlight of the game.
In the backcourt, pitch it ahead to Mascari, leaps for it. Back to Combs, picked up by Barrett. Grill comes over as well to Mascari, near the timeline, ahead to Sturtz. The lob, Tavion Banks with the two-handed flush. He beats his chest. Drake can feel it now. They lead 63-55 with 52 seconds left.
The highlight of the game sponsored by Wrangler. Here's to the early risers, the go-getters. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler for the ride of life. And Drake pulls off the upset, 67-57 over Missouri. The Bulldogs leading the country in scoring defense, allowing 58 points per game, and they hold high-scoring Missouri to 57 in the 10-point victory. Drake will face either Texas Tech or UNCW coming up on Saturday. That matchup, the Red Raiders and the Seahawks, the final game of the day in Wichita. We'll take a break. More to come on the postgame show, including the scoreboard, a slow start for St. John's against Omaha. Drake 67, Missouri 57. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One.